Mama's in the living room watching Judge Judy. I'm in the kitchen eating leftover sushi. And she yells, oh, girl, you gotta hear this one. A man was arrested for running the theme park. And when they said, where's your license? He said, my dog ate it. Oh, you can't make this shit up. Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on her Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, girl, you gotta hear this one. Mama loves to laugh at how absurd life is, says it's all a comedy and I'm her audience. And I love the way she makes fun of the world. She said, you'll never guess what's with their girlfriend. It was a man who didn't get us out of the bed. He said, I've been through hell and now I need some help. You just can't make this shit up. You just can't make this shit up. Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, girl, you gotta hear this one.
All caps means you're either panicking or trying to represent yourself in court. Both are mistakes. Your feelings are adorable, but they're not admissible, persuasive, or even interesting without evidence. Yes, Heather hates immunity doctrines. It's a personality trait at this point. You don't need to remind her, she wakes up angry about it. Bring receipts. No, I heard it from so and so. This is quid pro quo, not next door. Screenshots are statutes only. Don't fight each other. Fight the law. It deserves it more. If you're offended, excellent. That means you're awake, paying attention, and probably new here. No diagnosing the host. She's petty, not pathological. And don't diagnose anyone else. Stay in your lane, please and thank you. Do not summon the mods. They're tired, hangry, and may bite when provoked. Disagree loudly if you must. The algorithm eats drama for breakfast. Just keep it cute while you argue wrongfully. If you're taking screenshots of my chat, touch grass, tell your handlers. I said hi and find a hobby that isn't me.
Hey guys, it's Heather, aka Squid. Welcome to 2026 and the first stream of 2026 on this channel. If you were on my other channel yesterday, you caught the live with me and my bestie, and it was fun. There will be a follow-up, there will be more, and Ashley will be back because that shit was legit. I just went back to the 90s. But today, we have a treat because here's Venom!
Hey, everyone. Happy New Year.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Recovering from this flu bug. Still have the cough, but hanging in. You had a rock fall on me New Year's.
If you see me randomly stop and pause, it's because I'm trying not to hack up a lung or I'm hawking up a loogie, and I don't want to do it where y'all can hear. Because sometimes I cough, but I try my damnedest to be respectful.
Well,
not always.
Nothing can beat a certain channel that just coughs for any old reason.
Oh, All right. Before we get started on today's fun, I just want to take care of these super chats real quick because holy crap, I love you guys. Jeffrey, thanks for the $5 super chat. Happy New Year, Squid. Starting your year off right. This should help offset the pacer bills for the year as the craziness multiplies. Have fun. And thank you. And my year started off really, really crappy last night because Georgia lost to Ole Miss at about 11:55 last night. So happy New Year to me. However, you can't hate Ole Miss. They've been going through chaos lately. Half of their coaches will not be there next year because they have active contracts with another college. So, like they got shit going on. So you can't hate them. And if we're going to lose to somebody, at least we didn't lose to Alabama. And Alabama lost worse than us. So, can't be too mad, but didn't start off my year the way I wanted it to. But Ninja Puppy, thanks for being a member for 6 months. Only 6 months? That's a lie. I know, right? I know. It's only 6 months, but you're 2/3 of the way to a squid baby. And Freckled Gender, thanks for the $10 super chat. Let's get 2026 started off right. If you are going to rage quit today, Freckled, let me know because I still have to make merch. Maybe Rosalind will help me out with that. I owe her so much. I owe Rosalind so much. But Freckled Ginger is making me not making me, but inspired me to come up with Rage Quitter merch.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh yeah. University of Oregon won though. Yeah, but so did Indiana. And Indiana is what I'm really looking forward to seeing. So because they won and they won convincingly. They beat Alabama 38-3. They got Did faint chips finally get served?
Well,
Yeah.
my opinion, I think he has more than once, but again, I heard he's claiming it's not him, it was Daddy.
Yeah, well, that's the first document we're going to get into before we get into the documents where we just point and laugh and at the utter and sheer ridiculousness of people involving themselves in a I don't know.
Inserting themselves in a case in someone's life that they didn't belong in for content? Absolutely.
Yeah, the other merch that's coming in 2026 is the two things I always say, my phrase for life, there are two things in life that are free. The ability to mind your own business and the ability to stay in your own lane. And that is like there's a difference between reporting on a case and becoming the case. I never want to become the news.
No.
And sometimes you just need to stay in your own damn lane. Because if you don't, you end up as the case.
Yeah, these people definitely deliberately drove themselves into insertion. They wanted to be the case.
But and I will never understand that because my whole goal in life is to never be sued.
Yeah, well,
Or if I am sued, it'd be like something ridiculously stupid that like people that threatened that I was going to get sued for reading publicly available documents. It's like that's not an actual like that's not something you can actually sue me for.
Yeah, I mean, they are a special kind of self-serving sovereign citizen out there.
Yeah, like oh my god. Like
I think
all
we're
right.
meeting a whole new sector of sovereigns. They're not Moorish. They're not the other sovereigns we know. I'm naming them the ecosystem sovereigns.
Yes, and Tammy, oh boy, this case seems to be like a tree, always branching off in different directions. Yeah, and this is why I only cover the documents and people that are good at covering other things, like the behind the scenes or what people are saying. That's why Venom, My Pretty, Spawn, they're Rosalind, people that are much better at all of that stuff than I am. So I break down the documents and give my opinion on like the document side. And then other people help me see the context that I'm missing, because here we bring receipts, but we also like context. And
Right.
this is the gift that keeps on giving. It's like the oh, it's almost overwhelming, even from a coverage standpoint, because it
Yeah.
takes over.
Yeah. And as one case will get quiet, another one picks up. And within the Hales cases, it's like bankruptcy will settle down and then boom, they're rampantly filing something, or once again, the documents aren't filed correct, or then you've got Ohio or Fed 1 and 2. I mean, it's crazy.
And I know I'm not a lawyer. I know I never claimed to be a lawyer. But I look at some of these documents that are filed, and I'm like, how did these people fucking graduate from law school? Like
Yeah.
Lips and Luthman and Bruce. Like, what did you like miss the ethics class, or did you miss courtroom decorum or how to adult 101? Did they not teach how to adult 101 in law school? Did that was that like an undergrad class that you failed to take?
Could wait, if you see how they're acting now, could you imagine what they were like as students?
Oh my god. Oh my god. And they supposedly, because they are older ish, they supposedly went to law school before college went like woke and past everybody. Like they went to school when if you didn't turn something in, you failed.
Yeah, I mean,
Professors would be like, "I'm sorry you missed a day. I'm not helping you." Like, suck it up, buttercup, read the book.
yeah,
Not like today where I hear like professors are like making every kind of exception for students and this and that, and oh, you didn't you missed this assignment, it's okay, here's another assignment you can do that's a little easier to make up for the points you missed, like that kind of stuff, like
right. You would think this group of people were in the section of students of the no one left behind rule.
yeah. Eh, and Shell P, thanks for the $10 super chat. Exactly. Yeah, before I forget what that was in reference to, I'm assuming that was in reference to the mind your own business, stay in your lane, and report on the case, don't become the case. And I swear, like, I don't know for sure, but it seems like people are just like, "Oh, I wanna be sued. So let me just, because it'll be fun." No,
Yeah.
it's never fun. It sounds like a headache. It sounds like a big ass headache.
I mean, it just when you think you've got so much uncovered and you know who the players are, another piece of information drops and you find out who else they were trying to reach out to or pull in to the cases. It's wild.
Yeah, damn you, man. Yeah, you do go by written documents, but didn't stop the drama, flea, busybody, BBB, and others from threatening you. Yeah, and the only two that I will say that, like, well, there were people who threatened that other people were going to sue me. BBB never threatened to sue me, just for the record, just in case anybody, because I know there's haters who hate watch and like take things I say out of context. BBB never threatened to sue me. Fleesa never threatened to sue me. However, their little cronies who hang out in my comment section, like Lori G, she said they were going to sue me. So that's how that went. Like, people threatened on behalf of other people to sue me.
Yeah.
Make that one make sense.
And
Like,
their little cheering section of gossip and propaganda.
uh and yeah, I go by the receipts, and I don't go overboard with opinion or speculation. I have taken from the very beginning, have taken the position that nobody's perfect in any case. Nobody's perfect in this case. I agree with certain things and certain positions on both sides. So I'm going to take the position as the judge. I'm going to look at the documents, see what the judge sees. But then there's so much going on that it's hard not to pay attention to the behind the scenes and the stuff that the judge never sees, but that's overwhelming for me. That's why I have friends who are way better at that stuff than I am, like Venom. who just so happens to be really good at the bankruptcy stuff and knowing what the actual fuck is going on.
Well,
Because I
only from what, like, um if it wasn't for Rosalind and just really paying attention to how she looks at things, how she dives into certain parts of it, and even just a few talks with Big Tiff Dog, I started learning. Not that I profess to know anything real deep or knowledgeable about the law, but as far as how they're viewing the cases and how they're reading them is where I started picking up on some of it. Like, I could only go by what I've heard them talk about, what they've found, what they've seen, and what we all see. So
yeah, and these cases have way too many hold my beer moments.
oh
Yeah.
wow, yeah.
And or or another way of putting it, they have way too many, like, just when you think that someone can't stoop any lower, someone is like, I got this shit. Watch me. It's my turn. It's my time to shine. It's my turn to roll in the shit like a pig, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, from the get-go of any of these cases, they all decided collectively as a group, especially when Jeremy actually followed through with what he told them was going to happen, and that was going after all of them after giving multiple warnings. I'm coming for you. You keep it up, I'm coming. Well, he filed, and they when the idea of this bankruptcy dropped, um, Preston has claimed she didn't know it was being filed. Whether that's true or not, we'll never know the real truth on that. But they all collectively said in their open chats they were all going to play the bankruptcy game and flood this case with paper, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. And it's just it's crappy in a way. It's really crappy that the judge can't do outside investigations because it would open up the eyes of so many judges. I do see why they can't ethically. I understand why they can't by their ethics, by the judicial rules. However, sometimes you just wish that they could. And I know that's a big frustration with a lot of people in this case, especially people who have never court watched before. Because I know Jeremy's got people who have watched him for years. But a lot of those people who have never seen a court case because they're not court watchers. Where I came into this is like I was a court watcher. That's what I did. That's what I loved to do. And it's like the trying to educate, and I'm not a lawyer, but like trying to like teach people that like they what we want to happen, just because we want something to happen or we know something, is not exactly how it happens in a court of law.
Right.
And that's what's frustrating about this too, because it's like I hear people say, but this. It's like, yeah, but that's not how the law works. And it sucks sometimes because what's morally and ethically right is not always legally, it's not always illegal.
No,
So
but the one good thing about any case filed in any court, Hales, Laura Owens, whether it's criminal, civil, or whatever, it's bringing public attention to the cases where regular citizens are speaking out and saying, we want to know about this. It's opening more eyes and brains up to say, wait, there's something quite not right about the whole legal and judicial system in a whole. So
and
in a way, it's a positive.
and what I'm hoping this will do is, for years we've heard, oh, it's only the internet, oh, it's only YouTube, oh, it's only, it's only social media, it's only this, it's only that. Well, social media have caused people to self-delete. Social media bullying and social media, all things have caused a lot of problems in people's 3D lives. So what I'm really hoping is that this, if nothing else, will get the courts and maybe the state legislatures to take online issues and online harassment, bullying, defamation, however you want to phrase it or accusatory language, take those kind of issues seriously and stop going, well, it's just the internet. It's just YouTube. Because even when I filed my police report, when I was basically threatened with someone calling CPS on me, um, Bruce using an alt account,
Yeah.
when I went to the cops, they were like, well, it's only YouTube. I'm like, yeah, but do you realize how many people in the state of Georgia get their children taken away by defects for no reason at all other than somebody randomly complained? I
Yeah.
don't,
What they're doing and how they've moved at you at times, like, it infuriated me in the beginning. Like, somebody just brought up, you had it up on the screen about BBB bringing up baby squid. Yeah, he absolutely did, and then tried to deny it, as well as the flea and her counter co-host, whatever she was for the time she's been
and
running through people. But what they tried to pull and suggest that was happening with your child, because you were giving an opinion and your thoughts and impressions on the case, and they didn't want people talking about it if it showed in a bad light.
which
But
is
yet
one of the
they were
reasons
doing it.
that I started talking about it because I'm petty like that. And you're not going to, there are people who try to intimidate me in the 3D world, and that shit didn't work. So some online random lawyer who has all his public information out on the internet, um, and is easily findable to try to threaten me, that's easy information to give to the police, which I did. So, it's well, people are not smart.
No.
And it's like,
I
I
mean,
don't
this
take
guy's
well
breaking laws with what's left of his bar license for now.
I don't take kindly to, people threatening me. And yes, did it help my channel ultimately grow? Yes, but that was not my main intention with covering this case. My main intention, because I had people ask, or not asking me to cover it, but saying, "Hey, it would help your channel grow if you covered this case." And I was like, "I don't wanna cover that case because it sounds like too much drama or too much this." And then someone asked me an innocent question, and all I had said was, "I'm worried about the child." From a parent's perspective, I'm worried about the child. And that was Bruce's apparent license to, and all of the cronies who went with it, to say I was a bad mom, I was this, talk about my parenting, threaten to call CPS on me. And it was like, no, oh hell no. Now that you don't want me to talk about it, if you would have just left me alone, I would have just said when someone asked me that question, I said that's all I know, and I would have about my merry way doing my own thing. But when you come to my channel and you try to intimidate me, now I'm just gonna do it to piss you off out of spite because that's the kind of bitch I am.
No, and
And
that's
here we
where
are a
they're
year
at.
later.
I mean, they're foolishly right now making really obnoxious claims about Nick Rekieta, and it's like, I can't wait. Oh boy, are they stirring a pot there?
Oh my god. That would be a oh my god. I was like, "Brackets, can I have, like, the insider track on covering that case? Because wouldn't that be entertaining
Oh,
as
it's gonna
all
be.
hell?"
Hey, Big Bob.
Oh my god, I couldn't
Yeah,
even imagine.
I think they're gonna regret some of the things that they've been saying since New Year's Eve.
Oh, yeah.
I'm there for it.
Speaking of New Year's Eve,
I've got my popcorn machine next to my computer, and I'm stocked and ready for the show.
speaking of New Year's Eve, Bruce got another membership here, New Year's Eve, or yeah, New Year's Eve, the last stream before um the new year. So he's still a full-fledged member of this channel, which means he subscribes to me, which is hilarious to me.
You
You
haven't
know?
gotten no nap subscription, or Tammy?
Oh, Tammy has. I didn't know who she was, and people screenshotted it and sent it to me, and I'm like, I don't know who that is.
She's the current co-host. The Nat has stepped back to a brunch position. There, who, there's many speculations as to why, which she talked like she was brave enough to talk about this case, but used Canada as a cover. And now the latest excuse that I'm hearing she gave is she has Tourette's and swears too much on panel. So until she gets that sorted, she's not going back on panel.
My pretty. So, oh yes. So speaking of Venom's channel, her link is in the description of the video. But however, I will do it again. Because her content is amazing. There are a lot of people who have come up with some amazing content, and you can tell who has content that will last beyond this channel or like this case. And then there are people who like just talk about this case and nothing else. But
Right.
I don't know. Like, but there's her link again. Go subscribe because it's so worth it.
Yeah, my few videos. Right.
Everybody got to start
I
somewhere.
hope to drop a whole lot more this year. So
Someone convinced my pretty to start doing live streams because that would be kind of awesome.
yeah,
Someone,
she should.
please. She should. She should. All right. We're going to get into this first motion. This was filed on December 29th. Excuse my cough. I've been eating my my greens. So I have my like greens gummies and I'm trying to be healthier for the year. So they're not awful. They taste like apple, but I'm trying to get some because I can't choke down greens powder. I will literally like yeah. But I'm trying to be healthier this new year because now instead of like 35 pounds, I have like 45 pounds to lose. So we went backwards.
Yeah, it's kind of rule of thumb that from September most people do.
Yeah. So now we've got Venom. I watched them all in my stock.
Do I have to take out an IPO on you, Big Bob?
Oh my goodness. Squid push AG1, get a sponsorship. I will never get sponsored by AG1 because one, I've never used them, and two, I've tried greens powders before and I can't choke them down. That's why I have these. They're gummies because I can actually eat them and they taste good. And I still get some greens and some vitamins and minerals and stuff without having to hold my nose and chug a liquid. Plus, I feel like I'm getting a snack. Which always, if I can feel like I'm eating something sweet, And
I'm sorry. Patrick's comment is great.
Thanks for the $5 super chat. In case anyone is keeping track, I believe if 2 more lawyers enter this saga and then John Cook gets a free suitcase sponsored by Sarah Boone. Oh my gosh. Oh, Jesus.
I bet we could even get Sarah Boone willing to pack up John free of charge. A community service one day get out of jail card.
I mean, anybody want to become her pen pal? I mean, she does have an address. No, muscle weighs more than fat. Yes, I know, but this is not. This is you look in the mirror and you're like, who the hell is this? Because this is not. No, like no. I have gummies too, but they're a little different than yours.
Oh yeah, my gummies are very different than yours.
Just because I watched a Venom video doesn't make me a stalker. Oh my
That's
God.
it. It's time for IPOs for everybody. You get an IPO and you get an IPO. Internet protection orders for the round.
And Gail, thanks for being a member for 14 months. This is a fired up crowd and I love it. I love this chat. This is one of the reasons that like we have stuff to talk about, but we don't like, I'm not like rigid. If I wanted to rigidly read you a document without any like interruptions or anything like that, I would record a video and that would be boring. But here we are. Yeah, I take the same greens vitamins. I really like them. Yeah, I need something to help kickstart the at least feeling better because I'm hoping it'll help with pain. So, yay! All right. Oh, those gummies to keep you regular. Oh my goodness.
Doesn't cabbage and like beans keep you regular too? I don't eat it, but they do. That's
I
what I
have until
hear.
May to get down to 292 for surgery. I started at 312 December 5th. I'm 300 today. Oh, you definitely have that. You definitely have that. That's 8 pounds and 4 months. You definitely have that. Oh my God. You've got this.
Yep.
I predict that you'll do better than that. But that's just me. So that reminds me I have 14 meds to take. I only have 2. But then I have like vitamin D and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, vitamins. Who needs them? I'm kidding.
Vitamin D, magnesium, because the magnesium helps with sleep, but it also helps with my migraines. So if I don't take that's why I'm trying these, because I'm like, maybe I can stop taking like, some of the individual vitamins if I,
Yeah, no,
45
it
pounds.
doesn't hurt to try everything. I mean, if something works, go for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Insanity
good
doesn't
job,
run
my
in my
tassels.
family.
Don't talk about my tassels. I woke up with one gone, one missing, my face smeared. I drool. I mean, what a mess.
I don't believe in announcing any resolutions in case I don't keep them. I just go about doing the work and reaping the benefits. Hopefully, that's actually the way to do it. The only resolution, quote unquote, that I have is I bought and downloaded a planner, like a digital version for my iPad, and it has like a finance tracker in it, and it has, like goals, and it has a smart goals and a place to write like a vision board. My goal, my resolution is to sit down for 5 minutes a day with my iPad and just fill out something in that, whether it's my bills or, it doesn't have to be the same thing every day or every single thing every day. Just stick, because consistency is key. And that's kind of what we talked about yesterday on my other channel, is how to recover from holiday burnout. I will be doing a follow-up like short form video on that on the other channel. If you have not subscribed over to that other channel, that is where for those of you who don't know me, I am a certified occupational therapy assistant, a clinical lymphedema therapist, and a corrective exercise specialist. I am not a lawyer. But
Yeah,
that other
I'm
channel
not a
is where
lawyer
I'm
either.
using that other channel is where I'm using my college degree. It just started. I started it at the end of November, so it's relatively new. It's a baby channel. It only has like 230 subscribers. So head on over there, give it a like, give it a follow if you are interested in any of that. I would really appreciate it. We're in the middle of a fall prevention series, and every Tuesday I drop a short of a movement minute to help us get up and moving. So, there's that. But that is not this. I'm keeping that content separate from this because this is where the drama lies, and that is where I use my college degree and my professional certifications to provide friendly advice. So, oh no. Oh no. Yes, that other channel.
The others.
That other channel. All right. So this was filed on December 29th. This is return of substitute service of process and declaration of compliance pursuant to Florida statutes. Substitute service of process was accepted for Richard Luthman on December 29th. See Exhibit 1. Yay! Randy Shockett submits the following declaration in support of compliance with those statutes regarding substitute service of process. I, Randy Shockett, Esquire, on behalf of Shockett Law Group, declare under penalty of perjury, pursuant to the provisions of 28 U.S. Codes, Section 1746, that the following statements are true and correct. I am an attorney with Shockett Law Group, whose address is that. It's a business address, YouTube. Do not get mad at me. I am a member in good standing with the Florida Bar. Kind of stuff we already know. I'm an attorney for the plaintiffs. We know this. Defendant Richard Luthman is subject to the jurisdiction of the courts of the state of Florida. Is a non-resident operating, conducting, engaging in, or carrying on business or business venture in the state of Florida. Here's the thing about that. Like, technically right now, if you are watching me from Florida, I am a non-resident conducting business in the state of Florida. If you have watched an ad and given me any ad revenue, or you have given me a super chat, I have conducted business in Florida. That right there is how easy it is. So whenever someone claims I'm not doing business in Florida, yes, bitch, if you were on YouTube, you are.
Right. And then you've got where he is going live with his videos. Well, not live, but recording videos to post to antagonize Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy, I'm here. And he doesn't use Jeremy's name. Of course, we know they call him Germ, but he'll post everywhere in the area of Florida where he's living. But yet, on court findings and everything else that he's answered, he's claiming those aren't his addresses.
The same address that you used for a different court case in the Middle District of Florida 9 months ago now. That's not your address, but you put it on legal documents that you yourself wrote 9 months ago in a completely different case in the Middle District of Florida.
Right.
Like, tell me you're lying without telling me. You either lied to this court or you lied to that court.
Well, and this is where the magistrate and the judges should be raising their eyebrow and saying, all right, hold up. Because somebody is skimming over the fact that he's blatantly admitting, I used my address in a previous filing. You could see by the amount of paperwork and reports that they've given in motions and evidence to the court, they have diligently tried to serve him and Stupa, and they're evading. So I mean, at what point do you get fed up and say, hey, look, we're doing our due diligence in this. Where's the magistrate now going to stop and say, hey, this is where it stops. You've been served. You know about the case. They did it to Blowhorn Betty. She knew about the case. She evaded, did everything to avoid getting served, but kept going on the internet announcing everything she knew about the case. And finally, the judge hit her with an arrest warrant because she was evading. It's time that the magistrate or the judge that's overseeing these federal cases step in and say, enough's enough. You've been served. And if you don't want to answer to being served, then I'll put the warrant out for you and bring you to my court, one way or the other.
Yeah. It's to the point now where it's like, I can understand that a judge, one, has a very fine line to walk as far as getting a reputation of being too tough on this, or the sanctioned judge, or, they have a reputation that follows them around. I can also understand from, this is how easy it is to lose my train of thought. I can understand that they have a very fine line to walk with as far as appellate issues, and being too hard on people, especially pro se defendants, might lead to appellate issues. But at the same time, it's like, come on, bitches. Judge Beletho, you're never going to fucking see this, but I'm talking to you. It's time to stop being a goddamn potted plant. I like you. I have defended you more than any other fucking YouTuber, in my opinion, because both sides have hated you, and I've been the one that I believe has been the most devil's advocate and trying to be on your side. But now I'm kind of like, time to put your foot down, get your foot out of your butt. Just stop sitting on your fingers, stop picking your ass, picking your wedgie, whatever you're fucking doing. Time to get your shit together. And if you can't handle it, give it, and you don't feel comfortable handling it, because I know you are a baby judge, give it to someone who can.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're stuck with him as the magistrate. He's assigned, and unless he removes himself, he can't be removed. That's my understanding.
And we do have a comment here. Stacy Happy New Year. Set the record straight. I don't have Tourette's and swear no more than anyone else. You don't swear more than me because no one does that. So I'm just going to put that shit out there right now.
Hey, Nat, I never said you did.
No.
I said this is what is being said about you, not
Yes,
the panel.
and she goes on. Let me finish the
roll.
comment before we before we comment on her comment. Let's finish her comment. That's rumors put out by J Hip, so please stop spreading it. Thanks. Peace for 2026. I have not heard that before, but I honestly didn't know who you were. So there's that. So playing devil's advocate, I won't say anything, but that's just not my style anyway. So, but I don't know who started it. If it was Jay, it was Jay. If it wasn't, it wasn't. But thank you for giving us your side. I appreciate having some discourse in here and people giving their side.
Yeah, I mean, if she wants to give her side, and like I said, I did not say you said it. So if you want to clear the record with me, you cleared it. But if you want to discuss parts of the case that you're giving misinformation on, please do join.
Yes. The only thing I know I'm old, but I just tried to brush Swid's cursor off the screen. So I have two monitors, and I have that document is on this monitor. However, my YouTube studio and the chat and other tabs and other documents are also on this monitor. So sometimes you will see my cursor floating around. I apologize. If I could not do that and somehow still manage to figure shit out, I would. But you know. Oh, and Stacy, I appreciate that. If you ever want to email me, and I don't know about a live stream, but like if you ever want to record something and put your side out, and I would like to ask some questions from someone who doesn't know. I don't watch, and I will call her Fleesa because she talked about my kid. That's Fleesa and Bruce and Bubbles are the only two people that I call names because they personally insulted my child. So when you attack my child, I'm never going to be nice to you, no matter how much you kiss my ass. Or don't kiss my ass. I don't care. But those are the only two people that I will ever, other than that, until someone disrespects me to my face, I'm generally a pretty I'll call you by your name, but I can't say that for other people, and I don't speak for other people. So, I don't speak for other people. I have heard that Squid swears like a sailor. Yeah.
I mean, we all do. That. And after 10 o'clock, hey, it's up for grabs.
You should have heard me you should have heard me talk to that damn TV last night. Thanks for the 5 gifted Squid Pro Quo memberships. I appreciate you so very much. Happy 2026. Yes, and even BBB is welcome here. He was blocked for a while. He is not blocked now. The only people who are blocked here were people who attacked my child recently. So, there's that.
Yeah, I mean, I heard them and what they said, and they denied it. So,
yeah, it's one thing to say, and I'm always of giving people the benefit of the doubt. It's one thing to say something and be like, oh shit, I probably shouldn't have said that. I apologize. But it's another thing to lie and say I never said that when I never said that when you said it on a YouTube fucking live stream.
Yeah. And more than once.
Yes. And it's one of those situations where people screenshot and screen record almost everything. That's why one of my rules is if you screenshot my chat, go touch grass. Get a life and get a hobby that's not me.
So, Squid, are you saying if I put some sod on top of my desk, I could take screenshots as long as I'm actively touching my desk? There's a clause there. I mean, there's a loophole.
Yes, and right here, Paul, this is why I was cursing at the TV last night. Georgia versus Ole Miss. Yeah. I've enjoyed the college playoffs for once, as we won't have Alabama, Georgia, or Ohio State in the championship game. Not that 'cause well, Tammy, you got a point there. Um, on the other channel, um, yesterday was the first time I cursed on that channel, and that's because I was talking to my literal best friend in the world. Like, I have a group of 3 to 4 girls that I consider, like, my besties, like, lifelong besties, Georgia besties, Wisconsin besties, stuff like that. Well, one of my 3D besties was on the show yesterday. So, I spoke like I do in real life because she was my bestie. But other than that, you get, like, the clinical me, like, I'm walking into a patient's room. That's the kind of voice you get over on that channel. So you don't get, you I tailor it to the audience or the topic. And this topic just requires my, like, sailor voice.
Well, and it does help the fact that you were in the Navy. You were a crackerjack.
That is true.
Best uniform, though. I gotta say, I do love the crackerjack uniforms.
Oh, I don't know. I get there's a thing.
Well,
What's
is it
wrong
true
with
if you
rules?
knock the bottoms up on a crackerjack uniform, you could float?
Yeah, and the only thing I ask from the chat is just to respect other people, and you might not like somebody, but if that person didn't do anything to me, you can talk to them in my chat, but don't disrespect them because this is not your platform. And if you have a channel and you wanna block them and not allow them in your chat, that is completely your prerogative. Um, However, who am I to not like that's the thing. I also believe in life, and you'll see it if you've ever watched some of my content that's not what the Hales. I am all for talking to people that I don't necessarily agree with, because if we talk to people we always agree with, we only hear what we want to hear. And we start to live in an echo chamber. And when we live in an echo chamber, shit goes downhill fast.
Right. No.
So
And when this case was first starting to hit in court-wise stuff, like, or actually, yeah, before it even really went deep end between Jeremy and LP and JC, I actually happened in to, and I'm not saying it to be derogatory, we've all come, and she has used her own nickname branded by this case of Lisa, because I don't want to use her full name. I'm not going to do that. So yeah, I'm using Felisa, but not to be derogative at this moment. But I did go into their chat early on to have a discussion, and I got bombarded, hated, put out, banned, all because I asked a simple question of what happens if you see documents that prove he's not lying and she's lying to you. And the minute I started to say anything that may have supported one way or the other, I got muted and banned.
well, and there's people in the positive side of what the Hales that even ask questions and get banned from certain chats. So, like, it's not limited to the anti what the Hales side for situations such as that. It's this is one of the reasons that I'm always I've lived under the impression that, like, nobody's perfect and sometimes everybody sucks, because there are people who have gotten banned from chats for asking questions, and I don't know if it's the creators themselves or just their mods, but they've gotten banned. They're like, "Why am I I'm banned in
Sometimes
this chat. I'm banned in this chat."
it's the mods with ego power that they have a tool and they use it for whatever reasons that may not be the channels. They bend the rules for some and then punish the others. Chucky made a comment to Stacy Nat that I agree with.
Um,
With
Trish
her
Jax's
channel,
mom, the
she
only
needs to build her
so
brand and not carry the drama with it to her channel. Stop allowing it to follow over. And I agree
that's
with it.
true. And are we saying you don't get the salty you on evidence? The only time you get the salty me on evidence is when we are talking about being gaslit by healthcare providers. And when we have a conversation about being gaslit by healthcare providers, you will see when I tell patient stories, um, um, of you will see the salty come out because I dislike healthcare providers that gaslight their patients. But
And
that is
Stacy, I will do you a big up on this one. I will make sure to, if anybody repeats that rumor, including myself, I will clearly say it right here and now. You have stated in chat, whether people see it or not, that this is a made up rumor. You don't have Tourette's. So you will never hear that come from my mouth again. And like I said, I went off of and said, this is what I heard, and that I have physically seen that you have backed off the panel. So,
and if what I say when I say I don't know who you are, please don't take that personally. Like I had brain surgery, so if you're not like actively in my chat or leaving comments or I'm actively watching you on another channel, I I don't try not to pay attention to drama. It sometimes it's inevitable, like in certain aspects of this case, it is inevitable. However, it's not one of those things that I actively seek out because I got too much shit to worry about in the 3D world. I have a job that's going to be picking up probably next year, next week or the week after. So I'm going to be working more days per week in my like outside of the house job. I'm technically a stay-at-home mom and I have two channels. We busy. We busy. But
yeah.
here, Robert, that's for you. If this picture makes it anywhere else besides this chat, we gonna have a problem. Cause there you go. There you go. And hey, Tizzy.
Oh, someone asked if I was streaming right now for my channel. No, I'm not. I actually have not uh done a stream while I'm on somebody's channel. I just kind of feel that if I'm a guest on somebody's channel, it should be their channel giving the views. If I'm gonna air something on mine, maybe I'll give a snippet or a shout out to that channel to come watch the content here. That's just me though. I mean, that's just, I haven't done it yet, and I really don't want to do it that way.
And I'm kind of like I'm in the mindset of I'm just not a fan of that in the sense of because it's hard to like the two chats. It's confusing seeing because we see all the comments and like who's in, and then you get people who are like, oh, I can't see because they're in another chat, and it's like I'm all for like if we have like a group of people who like to have a panel, we'll move it from one channel to another to another. You know, that kind of a situation where it's like one person gets the views and has the chat, and then one person gets the next person, and then the next person. And that's how I like doing it. Like everybody's different. Like I don't hate anybody or hate on anybody for doing it a certain way. I'm just after doing this for almost 2 years, that's how I don't know. That's just my mentality. I don't know. But I do like to when someone is on my channel, like share the stream or download it so they can like post shorts or whatever to their channel.
Yeah,
Cuz
I mean, that I don't see any harm in, but I mean, as far as like somebody asking if I was, streaming right now everything that's happening, no, I won't do that on yours. I've never done it on Rosalind's. Like I said, to me, if I'm on someone's channel as a guest, it should be their channel getting the main portion of the view. And anything that, it's going to be maybe a clip or, like you said, announcements of this is something that happened, important, funny, whatever. And then they can view the whole stream here.
And thanks for the $10 super chat. There are people on both sides that don't seem to realize it's not their life. That's what I find absurd and scary about this whole thing. And pacer fees suck. Yes, pacer fees do suck. And I agree with you. And it's the thing. Like, I do understand that there are people, and I know I've had people tell me before, well, we've watched Jeremy for a long time and we, view him like family. I get that. I totally get that. Like, there are people, like, I need to do an update on the Dan Crenshaw and Sean Ryan shit show that was supposed to happen today and is not because of reasons. However, with that, like, I feel very, like, parasocially close to Sean Ryan because I watch damn near everything he does. However, I also am not going to, like, go and call people names or go and actively seek out somebody who supports the other side because I like this person so much that I'm willing to look past their faults to, like, I don't know. I just feel like it's being taken to a certain level on both sides that it never should have gotten to.
Well, I mean, it's an opinion of both sides, but I do have an issue with things that have been put out there by the other side that we absolutely know has happened one way and it's being projected another way. Or,
Oh, yes. And I do, like, just because I disagree with some things on both sides doesn't mean that I don't think that the facts and sometimes just basic logic and morals of being a decent and civil human being. Didn't we learn from Mo in the Deep End? If you're going to do something stupid, don't record it and don't put it on the internet, which means don't say it on your fucking YouTube channels.
Yeah, I do have a question if Stacy's still in chat. She talked about nicknames or, she's on their stream, has been on their panel. I've seen her as a mod in there and then talking on panel as well. I want to know how she feels knowing that Chucky and other people have emailed Fleesa about money donated or items that had something to do with what's being discussed and not appearing. And yet she claims nobody has emailed her, that it's all lies. And you've watched it. You've known Chucky from being in that channel with you. How do you feel knowing that she's claiming Chucky is lying? She paid for a banner. I seen it. Now, you may not know the name that is my real channel name, but I seen Chucky, participate in stuff that's being denied. I seen her question and ask for stuff that she paid for that it was said in a live stream, questioning her, and then nothing, now it's denials. So how do you feel about that?
Oh, we are going to get back to this document, though, because once we are through with this one, we are going to get to the bankruptcy documents, which are short, but I feel like are the most important in the sense of truth versus put up or shut up. Put up or shut up.
Yep.
Is how I describe that other document. So we all know May 1st, plaintiff caused initial process to be issued. Due diligence was exercised in attempting to locate and effectuate personal service on Luthman. Inasmuch Luthman has concealed his whereabouts, there's no returned receipt from him acknowledging receipt of the process and initial pleading. And I've always said, and I will continue to say, if you service rules and the internet are weird, because if you have not been served, but you are on the internet talking and reading documents from a case that you are involved in, and the court sees that, you should be served. Like, that should be like, okay, you know that it's there. You have officially been served. Like,
Well, yeah, and I feel he's discussed the case enough publicly, knows from the get-go that they were looking to serve him. And again, I'm of the opinion they all wanted to be part of this case. And it's not just bankruptcy or Fed case. They're all running around saying, I can't wait till the judge sees this. I can't wait to get to court and say X, Y, ABC. But the minute a process server comes out to serve them, that's going to give them their opportunity in court to present and say what they got to say.
I was
Silence,
talking
crickets.
to I was talking to someone the other day about something completely different. Their child is going to boot camp for the military. And I was like, if when you're in boot camp, if your recruit or for Navy it was RDC, for Army it's drill instructors. If your drill instructor does not know your name, that is a good thing, because if they know your name, that is either a really, really, really good thing or a really, really, really bad thing. And it's generally a really bad thing. I view the judge the same way I view a drill instructor. If I am watching a case, but not actively involved in the case, and he knows my name, that's either a really good thing, which is rare for ex parte issues, or a really bad thing. So my goal here is to cover this case, give you my opinions on the case itself, how it may impact the larger picture of how the court system treats YouTube issues or online issues. But I do not want this judge to know my name. Because if this judge knows my name, it's not a good thing.
If you think back to when the first federal case started getting filed, if you remember, Belitho, however you want to pronounce the magistrate's name, he actually stated in one of his own responses the fact that he knew the court case already because of the documents that were filed. That should have been something to keep aware of. But I think he blew his whole look on this whole case when he did not follow through with the sanctions on Bubbles and put it off. It's not that Bubbles isn't in trouble or isn't going to get sanctioned. This judge just let it sit so long and has an answer to it, like many
So,
things. And it's not because of the bankruptcy. He
so
let things go.
for for this, why is everyone hating Leslie? She stepped up and I never mentioned Leslie. The only time I mentioned her is like in the grand scheme of the anti what the Hales ecosystem, because for lack of a better, as long as we don't want to admit it, she was on that side. Yes, an apology, but I have never picked on her. So I don't know where this is coming from, or if this is just a general comment about the situation as a whole. I have not actually oh, sorry. I love you. I love the facts, non-drama, non-hateful channels. Yeah, I don't know what is going on. I've truly actually never watched her channel or anything. I hear third party stuff, but it's one of the reasons that when I talk about her, it's generally in a relation to a court filing that she has filed.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry doesn't cut it when you file a lawsuit against people just and admit it to put them on notice with the court. So there is a record on the internet and a paper trail saying that somebody sued you, but there's no outcome because she withdraws the cases. There's too many she filed that way, and I'm sorry doesn't cut it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go out of my way. I think they're saying people are still like talking bad about her. I will never go out of my way to like pick on somebody, but that doesn't mean I have to like them. Okay. Hi, bye. It's just one of those like situations of like, from what I've seen, I think there has been some absolutely frivolous lawsuits. And I don't know if that's coming from a place of power, like I'm a lawyer or I have legal knowledge so I can do it, or if it's coming from a place of needing some help. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. That's why I just really haven't said anything. What I have covered is the like court filings in cases that she's been involved in. So, yeah. So it's
I
but I do
I'm
think
of the
that you can
opinion.
apologize. But just because you apologize, someone can forgive you without letting you in.
Yeah,
You
you forgive, not
you can
forget, but
forgive somebody without letting them into your world. But I also don't go out of my way to actively, because I always treat people like I want to be treated. So I will be rude to people who are rude to me. But if you were rude to me, then I'm going to be rude to you, because I'm not going to be nice to someone who was rude to me. Like, that's just not the kind of petty that I am. However, I don't go out of my way to be a dick to people, because it takes too much effort and like, yeah, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree with something else Chucky just said. She jumped in straight into hate in videos to be somebody new that didn't know about this case. She was in the background somewhere. You
Yeah.
just don't develop feelings and make videos that go after people's lives that you know nothing about, and file lawsuits against people that you know nothing about, and then try and say that they came at you when you started with them.
And it's one of those things of like, I've been watching someone on Facebook, a lot of this person's videos, and a lot of them is like, a lot of their videos basically talk about like narcissistic behavior, and not in the sense of like everybody has narcissistic traits. Doesn't mean you are a quote unquote like clinically diagnosed narcissist. So there is a distinct difference, and we don't ever diagnose anybody here, because that is not my lane. And what do we say? Stay in your damn lane. However, you can see like traits, narcissistic traits that everybody has to an extent, and they come out at certain times. Some people have more of them than others. And projection is real. Antagonizing someone, calling someone names, saying someone is doing all of this really bad stuff, and then trying to play the victim when that person finally says, I'm done with your shit, leave me alone, or here's what this person is doing, and basically lays out all the evidence on the table. And then that person who originally was doing the antagonizing and the threatening and all of the negative stuff is all of a sudden playing the victim like they were the one attacked.
Yeah.
That sometimes seems to be the things that I'm seeing in this case.
Yeah,
From
I mean
certain
it happens, and I've sat on Jay's channel where we have just had fun making fun of the case in a whole, and I did it as part of that's parody, nothing more, nothing more. So I mean, people get bent out of shape for that, and it's like, if you made fun of me, I make fun of myself. Jay makes fun of himself, and if people want to rip on me, go ahead and rip on me. I really don't care one way or the other.
No, and it was said yesterday, and like, if y'all want to see how I am in real life, you can listen to what my best friend and I were talking about yesterday, because she was like, yeah, you really can't pay attention to people who in real life don't matter to your day-to-day operations. Like, day-to-day life, if that person doesn't make your life better, then they don't matter. Like, and it's okay to maintain boundaries with people, even people on the internet. It's okay to say, I'm going to be civil with you, but please, if you see me in a chat, like, I'm not going to block you, but if you see me in a chat, we'll say hi, we'll say our pleasantries, but we're never going to like have a conversation. And that's okay, because there's 350 million people in this country alone. Not everybody is going to get along. And that's one of the other reasons that this case is interesting to me, because this is a microcosm of society as a whole. People who don't get along, how do you treat people who you don't get along with? And and here and after, thanks for being a member for 2 months. Squid welcomes all. Yes, I welcome all until you talk about my kid. Then you can go sit on it and rotate. But
Look, like I've said, I've done it deliberately. The whole reason why I haven't shown my face or used a picture of myself, I picked a character that is an organism. You can't make fun of something that's making fun of itself. And I'm not going to subject myself to that. Not by anyone's standards. Even you, if parody, go ahead, have fun with it. And I think that's just how people should be. I mean, if you want to show your picture, it's your prerogative, but then you're opening the door for what's currently happening in these cases.
well, and I posted a video or a short a month and a half ago, or whenever the Maya Kowalski appeals decision came out. And I posted a short. I was in my car, I was in the gym parking lot, and I posted a short and I was like, I'm at the gym, ready, whatever. And I was like, I just had to get this information out and we're going to talk about this later. And someone put in my comments, you're at the gym, it's not working. And I'm like, I can always lose weight. It might be hard, but like losing weight is a hell of a lot easier than you not being an asshole anymore. I can always lose weight, but you will always be an asshole. I'm like,
Also,
yeah, right here. I have an attitude. You can hate me and badmouth me. I do not care, and you do not pay my bills. Exactly. And Sharon,
exactly.
like you and I don't always agree on things, but like we respect each other and we agree to disagree on what we don't, what we don't agree on. We don't personally insult each other or attack your. I don't attack your character, and you don't attack mine because we disagree on a fact in a court filing. Like, like.
Quit dissecting my cartoon images, guys.
Hey, French psycho in the house.
I'm gonna.
And I'm not even about to read that comment because my French is worse than my English, if you can believe that. And Annie, thanks for the $10. I'm just here for a good footnote. Pacer fees suck. Oh yes, Annie, thanks for the reminder. Speaking of pacer fees, we will be not this week, obviously, because today's Friday, but next week or whenever we get like an extended the Hannah. I gotta calm my brain down for a second. So the Hannah Dugan transcripts. I have some of the transcripts from the Hannah Dugan judge gone rogue, backdoor judge, whatever you call her, trial. We will be reading those, not next week, but the week after, because starting Monday is the Sarah Grace Patrick TikTok teen, say that 10 times fast, trial starting Monday. It's going to be a crazy week. Next week's schedule will be all over the place because I will probably be doing a 4-hour stream at night, wrapping up everything from the trial during the day. That is the teenager who is accused of unaliving her mother and her stepfather, and then going on her TikTok page and fake crying her eyes out, allegedly, and also asking true crimers on TikTok to help her solve her parents' murder. And then she was subsequently arrested and is charged with the unaliving of those people. So there's that. Go figure. So that trial starts Monday. That's in Carroll County, Georgia. So I will be covering that. Ninja Puppy, thanks for the $4.99 super chat. Pacer bills suck. Yes. And Deftone Andy, thank you for becoming a new YouTube member. Always appreciated. All right. So this is Randy's thing. I just want to show the first Department of State. This is what he filed. The Secretary of State does not forward documentation to the defendant. All inquiries on behalf of this defendant should be made to the attorneys involved. So there is a processor of service, and I'm going to skip past this because I didn't redact it. So this is all the times that they were attempted to be served. paint chips or whatever his name is. Oh yeah. It's you know, we all kind of know what by the time we've all watched this, has anybody not been aware of how many times Luthman has tried to be served? Do we do we really need to yeah.
Can I say Pop-Tart without icing? I love Pop-Tarts. I like them better iced. Just an observation.
Hey, Cynthia Fire Fairy, thanks for becoming a new YouTube member. And you've been a member before, so I don't know what happened with that, but thanks for becoming a member again. Translation, good evening and best wishes for the new year. I took German in high school, so there's that. Squidlet is precious, priceless treasure, and definitely her mother's daughter. You're right. People need to leave her alone. Yeah, and I'm always for just leave the kids alone. Leave the kids alone. That's not just here, that's in life. Like, adults just need to leave the kids alone. Don't talk about them, don't touch them, no, just leave the kids alone. You know? Venom, isn't it nice you were talked about? Shows you were liked. Yeah, if they're not, well, if they're talking about us, they're not talking about someone else.
Exactly. They could talk about me. They haven't. I will say that. Not that I have heard. I've never heard them say my name. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, if I'm on talking about them, I'm sure at some point, whether it's nice or taking a swipe at me, it's going to happen. So
I will
be
be
it.
perfectly honest, since that initial, like, talk about my kid and me, like, call them thunder cows, my thunder cow is really a thunder see you next Tuesday. That's what thunder cow is. It's just the YouTube friendly version. But when my phone knows how to autocorrect to Cuntosaurus Rex, it does. It autocorrects to that. That after that, they really haven't talked about me much. Stupid Dave mentioned me once or twice looking for evidence, but I've gotten more hate and more disrespect from creators on the what the Hales side than the anti what the Hales side, if that tells you anything. I'm not going to go into details because if you know, you know. However, I really don't. This is one of the reasons that I don't go out of my way to talk about them, because they, ever since that initial, like, in a couple like instances after that, I was incidentally mentioned, but like they have not gone out of their way to talk about me. So I don't really, if it's not actively about the case, I don't go out of my way. I've gotten more hate from people that claim to be Jeremy Hales supporters than anti-Jeremy Hales supporters. So, it's just a funny how life works. Auntie M, thanks for the $5 super chat. You need a Pacer fee fundraiser. Pacer fees suck. Yeah, they do.
But I promise tomorrow I'm going to talk about you. I'm kidding.
That's okay.
I'm going to make
okay
content about you.
Thanks for being a member for 3 months. Thank you for being open-minded. You're a gem. I try, because it's like I have a toddler, remember, who sees everything I do. So if I am a closed-minded bitch, she's going to be a closed-minded bitch, and we can't have that. So being open-minded is a teachable moment for my toddler. So sometimes I don't want to be open-minded, but I am anyway, because it's good for my daughter. Hey, Musi. And Ninja Puppy, thanks for the $4.99 super chat. Pacer fees suck. Yeah, they really do.
Yes, Angie, I am naughty.
Auntie M, passing Venom frosted strawberry Pop-Tart.
Have I not told all of you I am chaos? I picked the character because it fits my real life personality. I am chaos. I'm off the wall, batty, sassy, sarcastic. I'm the same way in person that you hear me online.
Uh, the frosted Pop-Tart, I like the wild berry, but you know,
Thank you, Auntie M, for my frosted Pop Tarts.
if no one
I'm
would touch
mad
it.
at Pop Tart. They made that filling like barely there now. Used to be a good little snack thing, but
I haven't had a Pop-Tart in years.
don't
I
waste any money on them. They're not fruit
I
filled
had an
anymore.
obsession with fake cherry flavor when I was pregnant, and I have not had a Pop-Tart since.
Yeah,
I'm
I bought some maybe a month or two ago, and when I broke it open, there was no strawberry filling to be. There was, but like the whether it's artificial, whatever they're putting in there, that red stuff that had flavor, it's barely there. So not happy with
um,
parts.
and Deftones Andy, thanks for the 9.99 super chat. Y'all are awesome. Think Pacer. Yeah, Pacer is a I try to be pretty responsible with my Pacer. However, I do cover um multiple yeah, those folks don't count. Yeah. I try to be responsible, but I also cover multiple federal cases. Um, so it gets a little, you know, yeah. Rick Reed, thanks for being a member for 5 months. I appreciate you. Hill on top. How can anybody hate you? Oh, it's very easy to do. It's
Cynthia,
very.
you think I have a brain? I'm kidding.
Uh, yeah. If I don't agree with you, I just move on in life. Exactly. Like, and then you just come back. If Dan doesn't like a topic that I'm covering, he will come in, he will say hi, and he will see his way out. He doesn't need to announce that he's leaving. He will just come by on the next one because that's the kind of adult that he is, you know? Uh, it's just, have to go. See you soon. Go get some sleep. Uh, Squid went crazy one day, visited Pacer 2 times in a day, 20 cents. Yeah, today was like a $5 day. Squid counting out pennies for her. Oh, I wish it was pennies. I spent $74 on those transcripts. So that's why we are going to cover them because I spent $74 and it wasn't just Pacer fees that I'm going to be billed for later. That went straight to my credit card. Like the court clerk or court reporter emailed me and asked me how I wanted to pay. She sent me a link for Stripe or for whatever, and it was $74.80
Okay,
for.
this one person I absolutely don't like, and I'm gonna make fun of and say what I gotta say. Marla, who likes to post, and I seen it, not fictional, not twisting anybody's words, my eyes reading it. Pacer, in her opinion, has a flat rate fee. I want to know whose account she's using because I had a Pacer account and just barely took documents in the early
So
days of this case. It's
there's
ridiculous what they charge.
there's Pacer, and then there's people who don't have a Pacer account that are on Pacer. Oh crap, it's Pacer, like Pacer Watch or something like that. Yeah, interesting number there. Yeah, almost Boomercraft, buffed old man. That's a very interesting pay or super chat number. Thanks for the $6.66 Pacer bill.
Squid
Pay
better
your
use
damn
those
Pacer
pennies.
bill.
Trump Trump canceled the pennies. That's it. we're all doomed without that penny.
Ah. So it's the Pacer monitor. Um, so Pacer monitor is like $5 a document. It's some ridiculous
Oh yeah,
freaking
kind of
thing.
like Trellis.
It yeah, I guess.
Yeah, Trellis
However,
is another document service that it's astronomical to anything. Like they'll give you a little sneak into a case, and when you want to look at something else, and then they hit you with a obnoxious fee.
it's just crazy. But Pacer is 10 cents a page, capped at $3 per document. However, for this, it views documents and attachments differently. So each attachment or each like exhibit is billed differently. So the document was $3 and then, or the document was however many, $1.40, I think. And then each page was of the, each exhibit was billed separately.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can pay up to like, you know.
Oh, you mean like a BBB file that he files a motion or a response to a motion, and you get 150 pages of the original motion, the reply to that original motion, his reply to the original, and that reply to reply. And then you finally get to the last page where he says, it's so contrived.
And yeah, it's so stupid. It's so dumb. Like
You only need 2 pages to respond, Bruce. You don't.
Like, but there's also ways of doing it, because like if you like, here's my, so I ran the docket for the bankruptcy earlier. I had to think about what the fuck I was looking at. Here it is. But see, I started at 60. So like if I were to run the whole docket, and that was 30, that even the search cost me 30 cents. So this is what I looked at. But if it, so next time, now that I know we're up to document 77, I will only do 78 and up. So I won't have to pay for this anymore. If it's, so there's ways of doing it and searching, because if I were to run the entire federal 2 docket, that's like $3 now. That's just looking at the docket and the entire docket. But if you know we're at like 147, so you go 145 to, 145 and up, and you only have to pay 10 to 20 cents for that search, because you get rid of like the terminated parties, you get rid of all the, so all you see is the docket, and you only see what you may not have seen before. I don't need to run documents 1 through 140 because we don't need those. So there are ways to make it cheaper, because if you run the whole docket every day, that's $3 to $4 a day just on searches. That adds up. That's $120 a month.
Yeah, and I don't think they, they should not be charging to look at a page to find the document number, to then open that document to get what you're looking for. If you're looking at just this, that is just their reference and index guide. You shouldn't have to pay to look for a case. And like John just said, why are we even paying for public documents? It makes no sense at all. I get that the courts want to make some money, but
yep, because it's the federal government, and the federal government's gonna federal government.
But there are state courts that are charging too. And not everybody, but there are state courts that
Georgia. Georgia covers, or Georgia makes you pay for the documents if you want to download them. You can look at them online. So it makes it confusing to what I've covered before in Georgia cases, because I can look at the documents, but if I want to download them, it's $5 a page. It was $25 for a document, for a Georgia document. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like, but I know how to manipulate the Pacer bill system, so I spend as little as possible. And that's also why I don't download, or I don't check the docket every damn day, is because if there's nothing there, I just wasted money. So, and Buffed Old Man, thanks for the $3.34. Fine, buy yourself a cupcake, more pennies.
No, what if the tax is different? It's food, Buffed Old Man.
More pennies, more pennies. Dan Davis, thanks for the $5 super chat. My favorite saying is, if it's free, it is for me. Yes, and there's ways of making things cheaper. I always joke here that we're balling on a budget. So we don't like to waste money here, but we like to get what we can for the if we have to pay something, we're going to get the most we can. Those court documents, or those transcripts, they were supposed to have 2 weeks to get them to me. They got them to me in an hour. So they were supposed to be $5 a page. If they were to get me them in less than a day, they were supposed to be like $4.90 a page, or some unrealistic, which would have been like $300. Yeah. So I paid for 2 weeks. So it was like $2 and something. And it ended up being $74 total. And that could have been way worse. but I should have just paid for the 30 days and it would have been like half the price because I haven't talked about them as quickly as I wanted to anyway. And Ninja Puppy, thanks for the 99-cent super chat. I got your pennies right here. Thank you. Appreciate you. Y'all crack me up.
Just
All right.
pretend Squid is a freshman in high school. Throw them pennies, baby.
Just don't throw them too hard because they get painful, when people throw stuff at you. Okay, this isn't the and Rickles, thanks for being a member for 9 months. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. Oh, and if you haven't checked out Rickles, Rickles is doing a new series on basically the legal system for dummies and lay people. It's quite entertaining and quite informative.
Law for Dummies 101.
Pretty much. It's well worth the watch. And he has a character called Polymopicus. First time I saw this character, fucking laughed my ass off. Polymopicus, the Roman Empire of polyflop.
Yeah, he gives the opening warnings on Jay's channel that don't come at us, people. Like, I love it. Polymopicus is great.
I love Polymopicus. When he first said that he was making a video and he told me that it was up on his channel and I saw it, I was like, I don't know how the hell you came up with Polymopicus, but it is amazing because it makes me laugh every time. Like, even if Polymopicus doesn't say anything, just
it's the use of that obnoxious word.
Like Polymopicus. It's like that's merch right there. And Dad is in the chat. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Dad. All right. So this was in the bankruptcy court. This was filed New Year's Eve. This is not the most interesting document. This is just one that's there, so we're going to cover it. This is order granting the motion for clarification of order reinstating the case and Chapter 7 trustees' motion to extend and or reset the time to object to the discharge of a debtor. This case is before the court on the motion for the clarification, blah, 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 filed by Teresa Bender, the Chapter 7 trustee, on behalf of the trustee and parties in interest, seeking to extend the time to file a complaint objecting to the discharge of debtor or to challenge the dischargeability of a debt. Having considered the motions, noting that the debtor consents to the relief requested, and being otherwise fully advised in the premises, it is ordered the motion for clarification of order reinstating the case is granted, and that was filed by Jeremy. And then the deadline to object or discharge or challenge whether certain debts are dischargeable is extended to February 27th. And then the hearing, which most of you know already, that was scheduled for January 6th, is canceled.
Yeah, I think, February 27th. So,
yeah. And thank goodness that January 6th, not for Jeremy, because God, to have this pushed back yet again just kind of sucks. But he asked for pushed back. However, January 6th is it's in a couple of days. I have a trial this week. So to add the craziness onto my schedule, thank goodness. It's one less thing I have to worry about covering this week. And it's one less thing I have to worry about getting behind on.
February 27th, again, is going to be, it's not going to be, I don't think it's going to be what some are expecting, but it's definitely going to show what the trustee and the judge has decided are legal assets to sell. That's my opinion. And I think JC put that props up to Bruce for coming up with this great plan. I wonder if he's still thanking him.
That was dumb.
I wouldn't be.
That was dumb. We're getting there, Chucky. We're getting there. Don't put the cart before the horse. But this is the most interesting one, and the one that I think is just funny as hell, because now the judge has spoken. Like, the judge is basically saying with this one, put up or shut up.
Yeah, this is going to the courthouse. You've got LP, who still won't turn on a camera in bankruptcy, but turned on her camera in Ohio. So she still doesn't want to show the camper that she has now admitted to taking a loan on to live in. And then we've got the other people coming forward.
So this one, I just need to return a text real quick. There we go. Notice is given that initial notice in this case instructed creditors that it was not necessary to file a proof of claim. Since that notice was sent, assets have been recovered by the trustee. Creditors who wish to share in any distribution of funds must file a proof of claim, official form 410, and appropriate supporting documentation with the clerk of the bankruptcy court on or before April 2nd. Creditors who do not file a proof of claim on or before this date might not share in any distribution from the debtor's estate. And there's no fee, Felisa. There's no fee. But this is the put up or shut up. This is the you claim to be a debtor. You need evidence. This isn't just.
I think she's going to need more than just Felisa stepping forward and saying, I'm a creditor. Because, again, LP has never listed her name as a creditor. And that's problem number one. Problem number two, you can't ask for money that you did not earn. You got that money from viewers for, you've labeled it now, projects. Okay. You can't use donated money to claim that you have a vested interest in this property. You don't.
And this is the question that I have. And this is the question that I honestly, this is me just being curious, because I have absolutely no fucking clue. Did they ever say, in all the money that they've raised, that Felisa was ever putting any of her own money?
No. In fact, one of the points, and I really don't want to say it, but there have been points where she's made reference to handling certain stuff and then recovering money from funds as well that have been donated. So you can't steal from Peter to pay Paul and then ask the Pope to bless both hands. It don't work that way.
It's one of those situations where if she had, say she was one of the people who quote unquote donated, and this is like doing some serious mental, like Simone Biles level mental gymnastics, possibly. However, if you didn't actually contribute any of your own money, you just used the money that the only other, and this is where, like, as much as I am not a lawyer, I am also not a accountant. Where does the money that was in super chats, because this is the problem that a lot of people like, I find that I have a disagreement with a lot of people. When someone super chats, even though they say this is for, like, people used to give me super chats for Baby Squid's Banana Fund. That was the joke, because my daughter was addicted to eating bananas. She wanted a banana every 5 freaking seconds of the day. But that money is viewed by YouTube and Google as my income, and I have to pay taxes on that. So even though, did she use the money that she made from Google, from her YouTube and her AdSense account to pay? Because I'm not agreeing with Felisa, because I think she just needs to keep her business out of other people's business. But if she used the money that she made from AdSense to do it, technically that's not donated money. Technically that's her income.
Oh, but she was collecting funds that would specifically in her collection, donate Harley's name. But it wasn't just all super chats. These were going to Venmo accounts, PayPal accounts that are tied into what I'm assuming is her personal bank account. Because where's it going? Whether it's a regular bank or a debit card that a bank is sponsoring for money to go to, it's her name either way. And it came from funds that she solicited for the fence, that she solicited for Christmas, that she solicited for the barn, that she solicited for a memorial
agree with
bench
you.
and a survey.
And any GoFundMe or in her private Venmo and all of that and stuff like that, that's different. But as far as, and this is what's hard to track, it's one of those weird, like, people can say, like, say Rickles super chats me $100. Please don't. I'm just using you as an example because you're the first comment I looked at when I looked at the chat. Say he super chats me $100. I get 70 of that, but that's viewed as income. So so he might say this is a donation to, Baby Squid's Christmas fund or babies, whatever. But technically it's not a donation. It's by the IRS, it's viewed as income.
Okay, the IRS may view it that way. Unfortunately, whoever feeding her this sovereign citizen bull crap that she has a vested interest into this property and can be a creditor, wrong. She cannot. I don't have to be a lawyer to read the black and white print that says you cannot use donated funds in or as a creditor
and that
in a bankruptcy.
But that's where my question from like an accountant's perspective, if she's using the money, if she's claiming to use the money and has receipts, I don't think she has receipts because God forbid she keeps receipts for anything.
They said it from day one. Tori has literally called herself the archivist.
Okay,
she
never mind.
Archives everything. So
I just have a question. Like it's not like I don't believe she's a creditor. However, could she use the loophole of the fact that even though they were quote unquote donated funds, if they are from her AdSense account, technically that is income. So if she is giving, and this is where the weirdness comes in. If she is giving Lynette money out of her personal account, her AdSense account, that is no longer a donation. She is giving her own personal money, even though they might have been donated for specific things by the chat. It's hard with super chats because
I totally get what you're saying, but the problem
it's one of those accountant questions. And
she commingled her funds. She put her super chat funds with her regular everyday bank fund, with her fundraisers for everything she has done.
Sorry, read Gail's chat.
Where is Gail? What is she saying? Gail, are you causing trouble? What are you doing?
Next, we find out she's running a daycare in Minnesota.
And if she is, she better have a separate account set up for that.
No problem.
And Ducky, get out from the corner. There is no lashing hormones in this stream here. I'm against this animal stuff, so stop it.
And Buff's old man, thanks for the comment. This has been a darn good live stream. Thanks, Squid and Venom, for keeping it real. And we try. And this is where it's a conversation of we don't necessarily know what the right answer might be from like an accountant's perspective. This is just us discussing what we think. And sometimes what we think doesn't always agree with each other. And guess what? We still adults.
Okay,
Venom and I still get along, even though we might not agree on this
Yeah.
particular like loophole of an issue. You know? Yes.
We've been on opposite spectrums on a few things in this case, and it's just fun to debate it. But I
Yeah,
think without a
just
doubt,
because like I think a certain way doesn't mean I think I'm 100% right. I'm just curious if, because of how I know how AdSense works, because welcome to my income. I know that sometimes things can be like, and I've made it clear with the chat when this issue first started coming up back in October of 2024. When I first got monetized, I made it clear, like, guys, I know you say it's a donation for Baby Squid's Banana Fund or whatever, but I won't get the funds until, like, I won't get these funds until February 21st is when I will get the funds made from this stream.
right. But if somebody wanted to be a smart aleck with you and say, hey, you know what, Squid? We sent you in the past year, we sent you $50. We haven't seen that child eat one banana. I want an accounting.
Exactly. And I've made it clear that, like, even though you guys say a donation, the government views it as my income. So, and I have to pay taxes on that money. So not only does YouTube take 30%, I have to also pay taxes on it. So yay me.
Angie, she's trying to claim that that's her money. She claimed at first it wasn't 56,000, that it was 18,000. That became, the minute he dropped the receipts and proved what he sent and when he sent it, then she backed it up with her own little diagram of where she thinks the money should have gone. And I know for a fact, one of those times, I seen it said, when it was questioned what happened to the child's play area, Marla Hughes answered and said that money was spent on the tent and the Christmas party. Okay, so what made her judge and jury to decide what money gets spent here, what money gets spent there? The money was raised for the child's name, for the child's benefit, to give her a home. And LP is her guardian. That's her mother, the legal parent. So that makes it her money. Anything that woman raised from August, or I should say July of 2024 into today's date, anything that has Harley's name, HG's name attached to it is Lynette's money. She needs to turn it over because she collected quite a bit. And even recently,
and I agree from an ethical standpoint. From an ethical standpoint, if someone says, like, hey, give this money to so and so, I get it. I'm just saying, remember, there's always that difference between what is ethical and morally correct and what might be legally appropriate. So Wolfgang Ricky says, I see exactly what Squid is saying. Loophole exists in the totality of the situation and what was done to get the money. It shows she's soliciting donations for a specific purpose for help for LMNOP.
Yep.
And that's where it's like, this is where I wish I had somebody that I got along with, because the only person I know who's an accountant, I don't get along with them. Because she's a little bit of a, yeah. We don't get along. I know her in the 3D world and I don't like her.
Well, Big Dog was going to, I don't know if she still is, I'm sure she's looking into this even more. She was going to start looking into the bankruptcy situation to give more light on what we've already discovered has been misfiled, not properly filed dozens of times and claimed. And I'm sorry, I don't think this loophole is going to fare well for Felisa, not in any way.
How Felisa collected funds is the same way as Lynette did. Either way, it's wrong for both. Yeah, and here the grifter got grifted.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's like, it's hard to feel bad for like, part of me feels bad because of the child, knowing that Lynette should have gotten that money from an ethical standpoint of Felisa raised it for her. On the other hand, it's very hard to feel bad for someone that has a track record of playing the victim and grifting off of people and manipulating people.
Yeah. And she's not the only one that has played the grifter, and not by any means. And when people are looking at this case going, does Lisa have a right? You got to look. There was actually a case where there was a homeless vet, that a married couple that were influencers, streamers, whatever they were. They decided to raise money in his name to get him a place. Turned out, when they seen what kind of money was flowing in, they wanted to help themselves to some of the funds. He had to sue them. He had to go after them because they didn't want to give him all the funds. I mean, that whole case was a mess. And if she really wanted to do something good, then she should have done it the way everybody else runs a fundraiser. One, she's violating TOS every time she collects money, even if it's the most innocent of projects, and saying, look, people are just sending me money and gifts to give the kids for Christmas. Great. You know what? If they want to send you money and you want to keep doing this, then open up a transparent GoFundMe, because when you don't want to show the books, then you have no business collecting the funds. And she did 100% also state many times on her channel that the 501c3 was going to be used as a write-off way. So there's another problem.
Yeah, there's lots of, and I would love, like, I know an accountant, I'm just not friends with him, and I don't feel comfortable, like, asking him for assistance. But this is the reason that one of my goals this year is to start an LLC. Not only because the other channel I want to build into a brand and a business of actually doing like online virtual like training sessions. However, with that being said, using my corrective exercise certification. However, with that being said, there is legal protections that having an LLC afford you, especially when it comes to like AdSense, and it's easier to separate the personal and the business expenses and finances, not only from a tax purposes, but a write-off.
The LLC could work against you too, though, as much as it's there to protect you. If you open one while you're in or facing litigation, it's not such a great cover, because it's going to come into question.
Well, that's true. However, I don't plan on, knock on wood, being sued before I open one, or I don't plan on being sued at all.
Papa Squid just said it. Just because you loan money doesn't make you a creditor.
Yeah, and I preface this with, my dad knows absolutely nothing about the what the Hales ecosystem, except for what he hears on this channel about 50% of the streams. Officially loaning people money does not make you a creditor. I believe a creditor is required to have loan papers for payback purposes. Yeah, if that, I mean, honestly, to be perfectly fair, otherwise right here, the money transfer can be considered a gift. Up to $20,000 this year. 20,000?
Yeah, it's like, it was $20,000 last year. $900. They always come up with these weird numbers, just like money transfers. That's one of the issues that it has to be under like $9,999, or they flag you.
Yeah, that's one of the issues that we ran into buying this house, because the down payment came from some of the money from my inheritance. Actually, the down payment was my entire inheritance. However, with that being said, like, because my dad was running my grandfather's estate and it hadn't closed yet before it was just the loan, what's a loan and what's a gift and what's an inheritance, and the law and the IRS, we had to be very like careful to follow the rules of the loan officers, the laws that she had to follow, the laws of like a trust in like a deceased family member's estate and the will and probate court. Because in Wisconsin, everything goes to probate, whether you have a will or not. So welcome
Hey,
to.
look, when I die, when people start getting $10 gift cards in the mail, you'll know I passed.
So it's like, it's.
Yeah, Chucky, there is a dollar amount that's still set for gifts, and they already blew past
18K, give or
that
take, depending
amount
on which
with
state.
events and the Christmas party.
I think Wisconsin, it was 20K last year or 19K last year. 19K last year. I could be way wrong, but
Yeah, well, you know what? I
19 and
it's going to be
20K or
fun to see.
2025,
Perjury's
2026.
real. So, I mean, she appeared as a potential creditor at the last creditors meeting. And she stirred a pot. Now the problem is
Okay.
LP going to list her? She hasn't listed her. She can't list her at this point. So it is going to be the put up shut up moment by April 2nd, which means you're opening yourself. You said you are a potential, you have vested interest in the property. Well, then prove where that money came from, how you made that money, and open up the books. You keep saying it's nobody's business. If you didn't donate, you don't have a right to ask. Well, there's a person in here that did donate and asked, and you denied it. I watched it. The person that donated the 56,000, I watched him ask, and you denied him. So
He hasn't been around here since Jeremy showed my super chat, or not. Jeremy showed my a screenshot of my chat in his channel. There has been a few people who used to hang around here, and although they weren't completely forthcoming with answering questions, they used to at least partially answer questions without being argumentative. Only me and John Cook used to come in here, and neither one of them, as much as they might argue and name call in other people's chats, they never did that in mine. Why? I don't know what made me so special. I don't know. But ever since Jeremy, and this is one of the bones I have to pick with Jeremy, ever since he did that, they have not, ever since Max Lab sent him my screenshot, because I know it was him. I got, it's him. But ever since he decided to be a little, thing and send everybody and their uncle screenshots of my chat and play my streams in somebody's Discord, that person or those two people have never come back to my chat. So thank you for costing me a couple of subscribers and the ad revenue that goes along with them. You just impacted my income. Thank you.
I don't think they're going to be gone from you for long, because whenever something pops off in this case that is definitely going to come down in a negative way against JC or Bubbles, BBB, or even LP, you're going to see JC and BBB reappear, and only me too. Like, and I'm sorry, only me. We talked to you through chats many times, not personally one-on-one, but through you being a viewer in participation, and you could have put a stop to a lot of this. I don't know if you have or not. I hope you have, but you should have filed documentation as to when you started asking for your money back and raising questions. You should have followed through with it, and if you haven't, you need to. You still can. And if you have, great. I guess we'll see what the fallout is, because I don't doubt for a minute that people are looking into it.
Steven, when you said they just blocked people in your chat, we never saw what they were spewing out. Neither one of them were disrespectful to me or anybody else actively in my chat. Because that was one of the things I said, do not be disrespectful. I was like, you don't have to like people in my chat, but I told people to be respectful to them. You don't have to like someone to still show them basic human decency. And if you don't have anything nice to say, sometimes it's better off to keep your mouth shut or keep your fingers to yourself. Keep your fingers off your keyboard. if you don't have anything nice to say.
Actually, no, Roy. I did see him right before the holidays with the new at signs in front of our names, and he's definitely still around. He likes to keep his name hidden.
No,
It's he
he's
just
still around.
yeah.
Roy, he's not gone. I know what his actual name is because he is one of the people, and maybe he's mad at me too because I called him out on the fact that when um he was one of the people in somebody else's chat that told me I was a bad mom and threatened to call CPS on me. When he was not, before he was using the name only me. When he was using his real name. So before he was ever using the name only me, before he ever donated that 56,000, before any of that, he was one of the people in somebody else's chat when I was on their stream who called me a bad mom and started going off. And I called, Tizzy, he used to use his real name all the time. And recently, or the last time he was in this chat, someone had said something and I made a comment about people who tried to, call me a bad mom and threatened to call CPS, and he happened to be there. And Gail, you were one of the people who called him out. You were one of the people that alerted me to the fact that it was said because I wasn't paying attention. So, yeah, but I have that screenshot and I called him out and he hasn't been back since. So now that I think about him, he's probably not in my chat because of the screenshot. He's probably not in my chat because he's pissed at me. So,
And I'm sure Gail remembers too when he and even Chucky when he first started questioning right after the holidays. It was, I think, like mid-January, early January, that he started asking once it came out about Gabe's record there and his activity with seniors in Florida, the hurricane victims and what have you. When he went into question, then he went into Guapo's, started talking stuff and bringing it up there. Felisa confronted him in Guapo's. We all watched that go down. And he said, then give me back my money. And then he went on live with Stupid Dave and was, couldn't keep the call connected, but we heard what that was about. And that was absolutely him questioning the money. And she claimed, that night when that all broke loose, oh, he never emailed me. I didn't get no email. But yet she knew he emailed her and messaged her to be online by 6:00. But yet she didn't get the email or anything else after that. She claims he never emailed her. But she knew he wanted to talk to her online at 6:00. She just didn't want to comply to his time. So you could try and run a circle around yourself, but you're going to tire out before you're done. Oh, she went silent. Is there a baby squid sighting?
yeah, she's on her trampoline behind right there.
I seen your eyes start to wander and I was like, oh, baby squid, baby squid.
Yeah, we're just on and on and on about whatever. We're kind of I just don't mention people's names because I don't mention people's names because
Yeah, well, I'm not going to play Ray Bone Crusher's game of got go. If you got something to say, just say it. I mean,
they're not the only people who wanted
his.
They're not the only people who wanted his money, though. Like, apparently there were other people who wanted his money too.
Oh yeah. Like I personally heard Tori name one active viewer that's still very active in their chat. That supposedly this person was another big donor, and that name was dropped and the dollar amount was dropped when Only Me called into question Robbie's activity and that he didn't want to give money for LP anymore and wanted his money back. It was either answer me and tell me and show me what's going on or give me my money back. And that's when the block, the ban, ignore, whatever you want to call it, happened. Because you could say you didn't know or they didn't contact you, but when people are actively saying it all over the internet and you're reading what they're saying on the internet, you know. You can't deny it anymore. You know.
But hey guys, we have 245 people here and only 156 likes. There's 246 people here and only 156 likes. That means 100 of you haven't done your jobs. 90 of you probably haven't done your jobs because 10 of you are probably hate watching. So can we please get those likes up to maybe 200? Come on, it would really help me out with the YouTube algorithm and helping me not have to rely on super chats to get income. Because this is how I put food on the table for my family.
Common
Cynthia.
Sense 2.0. A lot of people tried to get control of only me money. What do you mean common sense?
A lot of people tried to a lot of people well, we can talk about it more off stream, but I know a few people that wanted only me to directly contact them, and they wanted to be basically have only me be their sugar daddy.
Oh yeah, I'm not afraid to say their names. LP was begging for him to contact her. Marla Hughes approached him and said, okay, so if we set up another way for you to deposit money, will you help? Oh yeah, they wanted the only me money, and other channels did too. Absolutely, I'm going to say it.
Check private chat. But Cynthia, here's thanks for the $2 super chat. Here's 8 quarters. And Dan Davis, I know you're not here anymore, but 2 pizzas was like $47. I said not going to pay that, and they said they can take off $12 off. So I said okay. It's amazing what they can say, what the negotiations can do. And Annie thanks for the $5 super chat. Wonder if you can deduct pays for figures because they suck. Yes, I can, because I use them for my business. So yes, they are. They definitely are tax deductible because of the fact that I they're the reason they're my business.
Yeah. And you know, and you brought up her with the super chats again. Okay, she considers her YouTube, her channel, is part of her business. I guess we'll see when Lisa files taxes, because she did want only me to pay the taxes on the $56,000. That don't work that way.
Nope. That's not how that shit works, Lisa. That's not how that shit works. Yeah. King Paco's here. King Paco's always here. For those of you who, I know some of y'all only see King Paco in Fleece's chat or whatever. I don't care. He comes here and he comes to chats that have nothing to do with this topic. He also has helped me out with technology and stuff. So like, you know, I have no ill will towards I have no ill will towards anybody except for 2 people, 3 people. But even then I'm like, I don't care.
No, and I've made joked on Jay's, like, about Stacy or about Tammy or about Fleesa, any of them, and it was done in fun. If we all looked at this case 100% seriously all the time, then we're going to drive ourselves stir crazy, because we're not going to find out any faster than what we're already hearing. But we also have to pay attention to the fact that whether you like him or not, he has said it himself, and so has George. Whether you like them or not, they are the people involved in this case.
That's true.
And so is LP and JC, as whatever they claims they want to claim they're the victim. It's kind of hard to do that when you got a trail following you that shows a repeated pattern throughout her whole life of doing this to other people. He's not the first, and he wasn't the only one she was looking at at the time she went to Otter Creek, look at her channel name and look up other names that are similar to hers. This woman was watching for people. She bought that property and wasn't even on that property. And before anything started with him, she was already talking about being broke and couldn't do anything with that property. So, I mean, it started, and these are the people that are involved. If anybody wanted to cover it and report it, they should have stayed from the outside, reporting as a spectator or giving their view as a spectator, instead of trying to insert themselves to become relevant in the case, whether it's against Hales as the ecosystem or pro Hales. There are people that have injected themselves where they don't belong, contacting people where they shouldn't be contacting them.
And I even have trouble in contacting people that like I don't ever consider myself a journalist because journalists reach out to people. I have a really difficult time reaching out to people. Like I'll reach out to people once, and if they don't get back to me, like I am not the kind of person who like will reach out again. It's the so to reach out to people who I just can't fathom the idea of like reaching out to people, especially for this issue. It's mind-blowing to me. Like it makes me speechless. So there's this like, and Timothy, thank you for bringing up a really good point about why
I agree with Timmy too. I agree with him. If somebody came into my channel and I was monetized and they wanted to throw money and buy memberships, I'm not going to fight it. You'd be stupid to fight it. But when you start taking money for donations,
and I will not deny it, Only Me has super chatted me on a couple of occasions. Not upset, thankful and grateful, just like anybody else would super chat me. But this is also why certain people that other people are like, well, why don't you block them? One, because they're not rude to me. If they're rude to you, that's a you and them problem. I'm not in high school, and we are not like, if you were like my best 3D world friend, and then someone had a problem with you, like my best friend's ex-boyfriend, yes, I blocked him on social media because you did my best friend wrong. Like I take that personally. But to block people, so say Gail had a problem with somebody else in the chat. Say Gail and Heidi had a problem. I'm not blocking Heidi because Gail has a problem with her. That's a them between two adults on the internet thing. That has nothing to do with me. So like, why am I getting involved in somebody else's spat? If they want to block each other, they can block each other. Thing is why would I block anybody from my chat? That is not mean to me, when, like Timothy said, Timothy made the comment about, I'm not going to say no to people's money. Like, I'm not going to ask for it, but like at the same time, I'm not going to say no if someone's going to give it to me. I'm not going to say no to that view or to that ad revenue. Like, this is how I put food on the table for my family. This is how I pay my bills. Like this, I'm not going to excommunicate somebody from giving me ad revenue because they were mean to somebody else on the internet. Like,
right. Now, see, me personally, I'm gonna block Freckled Ginger. No. Block, ignore, all those.
What? The rage quitters. I feel the rage quitting
exactly
feeling.
Why?
Yes.
Have you seen her rage quit? It's insane.
I think Only Me enjoyed people asking for money. Honestly, if people, okay, I don't want to, this is, if Only Me does see this is not an insult to Only Me. This is just an observation. There are people in this world who don't feel loved enough or in their offline life, and do value the attention and the love. Like, they get attention. People get attention when they super chat. There's a reason that certain channels, say Tim Pool, for example, there's a reason that he only reads super chat. One, because there's just so many people in the damn chat. There's thousands of people in his chat that you can't keep up with chat. That is the only way for him to read one of your chats is to super chat. But it's also, that's how people will get attention from him, by super chatting.
It's effective. There are people that go out of their way to send a super chat for attention.
And that is not personal to anybody who super chats. It is just you see it with a lot of larger creators who say the only way that I will respond to chat is for you to super chat me.
Right.
I don't have there's 235 people in here, and I love every single one of you for watching. There's probably 150 maybe in chat. Tops. I don't feel like our chat is moving fast enough or big enough that I can only pay attention to super chats. So it's another reason why I love and I value super chats and the people who super chat, is because you don't have to super chat to get my attention. It is the easiest way, I'm not going to lie, because they obviously stand out. But I try to, see. Sorry. I try to pay attention, like Grandma Jackie. Have a good dinner. Have a nice night. Happy New Year. Like, I don't, super chat if you have Starbucks money. Yeah, we don't want ramen money here. You got to take care of. We always say take care of yourself. Otherwise, you can't take care of anybody else. Do not super chat if you are having problems or struggling to pay your own bills. Don't help me pay mine. Take care of yourself first. They always take care of number one, because you can't take care of anybody else if you don't take care of yourself. So, hey, Captain Kern, how are you?
That's the one thing I like right now about not being monetized and not having big numbers, is I can't be accused of trying to ride somebody's tailcoat or getting on the gravy train. I'm just expressing my opinion. And do I intend to, do I think I'm going to have a channel that's going to be devoted to what the Hales for the next, 5 or 10 years, or whatever the lifespan may be for YouTube for me? No. I mean, anybody would be foolish to think that this channel is going to, the chaos that's happening in his life is going to be a channel that's going to be carried out. It's not. I keep looking for what I want to do, how I want to joke and interact with people, because there is way too much seriousness in the world. And I like telling people, hey, you know what? The world is already serious with how it is. And what's serious today will still be serious tomorrow. Try and laugh while you can.
Thank you, Nancy. I hope I can do your... There you go. I hope I can do your subscription justice. Doing okay, Squid. 2026 started off interesting. Yeah, and Venom, I just subscribed. Yeah, and if you haven't subscribed to Venom, her I did pin, I think I pinned it to the top of the chat. I did pin Heidi's comment to the top of the chat. So Venom's link is in the top. But for Jeff, this is my Amazon list because you asked for it. I do have a Amazon gift list for people that want to support the channel but do not want to give their money to YouTube. I do understand that those people are there. That is why I have it. It started as a housewarming gift when we moved here, or a housewarming list, and the chat kept asking for it, and who am I to say no? Amazon is kind of my thing. Even if stuff has to be returned, like I get all my drinks on Amazon, like my food on Amazon, like we go Amazon too much in this house.
Yeah.
So a rising tide raises all ships. Your sub will help all creators that appear on Squid Stream. And I'm like that. Like, I don't gatekeep. That's why when people are here, I have no problem throwing out their links. If my friends who are in the chat, like Captain Kern, like Rickles, Musa Lady, everybody who's in the chat who has a channel, Snipe Hunter, we drop their links because, one, I don't tell anybody who they should or shouldn't subscribe to. I give everybody the option of saying, here's a channel that I particularly enjoy. Check them out. If you like them, subscribe. If you don't like them, don't subscribe. It's your choice. But I will never tell anybody who they can and can't watch, because I don't gatekeep YouTube. There's thousands, there's millions of YouTube creators. Who am I to tell people I have 4,000 subscribers. I am a tiny blip on the YouTube radar.
Yep. We'll call
Who am
magic.
I to tell people what they can do and, you know. Will Call Magic says, Venom, can I hear an elevator pitch on who you are?
Here's my elevator pitch, Will Call. I am the chaos you're looking for. I am the sarcasm, the snark, the laughter, the insults you never wanted to hear but stay and laugh anyway. I am the venom that runs in your veins, and I will poison your soul with the best intentions ever. How's that?
And Bridget, I'm that same way. I get cat food and house supplies. We don't have a cat, but monthly subscriptions. Yeah, I get monthly subscriptions to this, dish soap, floor cleaner, laundry soap, garbage bags, all the stuff that you can get cheaper on Amazon and that I don't want to have to worry about ever running out of.
I just won over Will Call Magic. Thank you.
Oh, well, I'm a Scorpio. You got my subscription. Yes, and right here, Tammy, we're all adults. We will watch what we want. Exactly. And it's why, like, there are channels that hold on a second.
We have a raider. We have a raider. There has been a raid.
Woo! We got raided?
Thank you, Gail.
Oh my goodness.
Gail has been great. There's a few of your viewers that come on page and comment, and I just love them. Great. Oh, Danielle's here. Hey, Danielle.
Danielle. Hey, Danielle. How are you? I'm that type of person where I just don't. Oh, Haley Mouse. I don't tell people, like, I just don't tell people who they can and cannot watch because, one, everybody's an adult, and I'm not that influential. And two, I'm not going to be that kind of bitch. Like, I don't. Yep. I subbed Venom. You won me over with sarcasm.
I grew up with the most sarcastic family who we found insults as a way of so dysfunction is fun.
According to Social Blade, Squid is in 1,112,376th place. If you're not first or last, Ricky Bobby.
That's right. Shake and bake.
Oh my goodness. I don't pay as well as apparently Jeremy pays, but whatever.
I'm still waiting for that, the payroll. I heard everybody that, covers him is on payroll. And I asked him, I think it was Christmas or Thanksgiving, about holiday pay. They laughed at me. Go figure.
My dad asks, is Venom poisonous?
Sometimes I can be.
Depending on the day.
What kind of poison you looking for?
But everybody congratulate my dad. He is not going to be shoveling snow next year. This is his last winter in the cold.
Congrats for getting out. When does the
And I
truck leave?
guarantee
I'm ready to go.
And I guarantee you, his house will be done before Lynette's.
Yeah. Well, I've said it and I'm going to keep saying it, and I don't care who likes it and who doesn't like it. The fact is, the minute she gets a stable roof over that child's head, there is nothing left to grieve for. So it's not going to happen. It didn't happen with Sarah. It's not going to happen with Lisa. It's not going to happen with the next victim that she cons. And sadly, there will be more.
Is there an anti-venom?
Not yet.
Not needed. Florida bound. No, not Florida bound. Close, but no. Oh my goodness. I bought a snowblower for the kids to clean the snow and not me. Funny story. So apparently Wisconsin got a couple inches of snow the other day. I wouldn't know from personal experience, but I hear. My friend on Facebook has a monster truck, like remote control car that he put a snowplow on and shoveled his driveway from his window
Hey,
and
if it
recorded
works,
it and um, put it on Facebook. And I'm like, you know what? That is genius.
it is.
That is
Hey,
that
if
is
I would have thought of something like that, I would have done it.
that is absolutely genius. I mean, it wouldn't work for more than like maybe 3 or 4 inches of snow, but I mean, if you can shovel your driveway in the city of Milwaukee from your front porch or from your front window, yep. I remember when remote start for cars was future tech. Yeah, now I start my car from an app.
Right?
Uh, hey Eric, I'm watching Boston or in Boston, UK. How late am I? About 2 hours and 25 minutes. It's been a good stream.
Oh,
Been a really good
it's
stream.
been a fun stream. And I'm glad some people from uh the other channel came in and chatted. It was nice to, see some of the comments and go back and forth. And for Stacy, heard what I had to say about what I heard and how I said what I heard and straighten that out. And it's great to do it that way. And I'm gonna reserve judgment till later, but I guess time will tell how this goes back and forth now.
So Kevin says, Venom, my other half, Anna and I had an enjoyable night New Year's Eve conversing with you on your channel.
Oh yeah. I went back for that stream and either I didn't save it or I deleted it. I don't know. But when this stream started, I even told Shizzy yesterday, um, it took me about 12 hours to dig out from whatever boulder fell on top of me. And if you need a vision of what I may have looked like the next day, picture messy hair, makeup smeared all over my face. And one of those, how kids used to press their face up against glass and blow. Just figure
Yeah.
my face was pressed up against a piece of glass with, some drool, hair all over the place, an empty shot glass by my head. Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
Um,
It didn't feel too good either when I got up.
Jeff, I didn't understand what you meant at first when you said delivery date says Wednesday. I just checked my Amazon list and oh my God, I want to cry. Like oh my God.
Oh, okay, Chucky.
Like
Just saying, just saying.
Jeff, like you are
Gang,
one of
gang.
my best and biggest supporters of this channel and everything I do, from helping me research things to buying stuff for my setup from my Amazon list. And like I can't like I
Venmo needs your warm bodies. Yes, Gail, Venmo does. Where do I get Venmo's warm body?
Dad, I haven't checked. I s- I haven't checked. Have been here. Um but um
Oh,
um
squid.
I yeah, I'm Jesus. Like Jeff, thank you so much. Jeff is like half my house is like furnished. I have curtains because of Jeff. Like let's put it that way. Like I have curtains for my bedroom and my living room and like I have a rug in my living room because of Jeff. Like this is the kind of person Jeff is. Like
But see, and this is exactly like what's happening for you. People tried to do viewer side that sent money thinking something was going to happen in a positive way, and it hasn't. And when I see people like you that receive something without asking, without anything, it just and it happens. It's great.
Yeah. Whew. Send baby squid to check. Well, she's out playing with her dad. So Venmo Venom, that's the merch.
Gail, are you trying to sell me? Like, seriously, Venmo Venom? I feel like she's putting me up for sale here. I thought she
Gail
was
is.
offering me a warm wallet and a body to crawl next to.
I was taking grifting lessons from Jeff. Legal Vices. Legal Vices, Jeff. I just have to,
Yeah.
um,
Oh, I
but
miss him.
I miss him so much. But Gail is like the resident grifter. Like every single one of my mods is amazing, but they are amazing in different ways. My dad is obviously my dad. He's my mod because he's my dad. And I would feel really weird not having my mod or not having my dad as a mod, but like we got to do this. We gotta do this. There you go. Jeff, type again. Yeah. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that I have that list was because people asked for it. Like they asked for it as a housewarming gift, and then they were like, "Well, are you gonna keep it?" I wasn't going to, but people asked for it. So I put stuff on there that I'm eventually going to get. It's just not like an immediate need. Um, like some upgrades for the setup, a better clip microphone, stuff like that. Things that I'm going to get eventually, but are not like I need right now. So when they, you know, when they show up, it's like
It's appreciated. Yeah.
sorry about last night's game. That was a tough loss. Yeah. But hey, Dion, your loss was worse than mine. Yeah, it was nerve-wracking. Oh no. Andy, I'm so sorry. 12, 15, 25. Love that your dad is here supporting you. Yeah, my mom is here generally too. My parents are both like all in on my YouTube channel.
That's great.
Like my mom is my resident one of my aviation experts because she used to work in aviation. So when I do an aviation stream, she was my gate agent, ticketing agent, weight and balance expert, and then Mr. Squid has his bachelor's in aeronautical engineering, and he is my resident airframes and power plants expert. And so, but my mom is snarky like me, and my dad. Oh. So I have the screenshot that I have, but I remember this specifically. Um, so my dad was in the chat one day when Bubbles came in and was being kind of an ass, and my dad told Bruce he needed to get circumcised. That's y'all. If you wonder where I got my attitude and my snark from, my dad told Bubbles in my chat on a live stream that he needed to get circumcised. That is the kind of man who raised me. If that tells you where I got my attitude from, that is it.
Listen, that man. Oh, I'm.
I thought there was going to be a chat throwdown. Yeah.
There wouldn't have been though. That's the sad part. He's brave on the keyboard, but not actively if you're going at him. He only wants to send a message where it's not going back and forth in chat, or like when he threw out some insults sitting on the panel on the fleas. It's like, if you want to insult people and you've got something to say, even if it was about baby squid back then, don't deny what you said. Everybody heard it. Say it.
I told him when I still was at the other house and he came in, I said, if you want to insult me or if you want to do that, at least super chat me.
Right?
That's how I got the people started calling me a grifter. I'm like,
Hey, look,
yeah.
I know there's people that, sit on the other channel and they're like, well, Jeremy gets money and people send him gifts and they'll send him money for his legal fees. there is a distinction of what happens with how Hales, whether it's money or gifts being sent to him, and how that's being handled, versus putting out a public plea that you're raising funds to do ABC and don't complete them. You know, when he raised stuff for Christmas in the Creek, he followed through on it. Anything that was left over in toys, he has shown the bins that he used for the last year's that was not his, that belonged to the town when they did the anniversary of the train and what have you that Zim threw. And he donated, you know, toys and tables and chairs and helped build it and put it together with everybody else that pitched in. So, I mean, to say that if he's asking for financials and questioning what they do, they have a right to question him. To an extent, yeah, they would have a right to question him. To question how he's getting gifts or money from people, no, not at all, because he hasn't specifically said, I'm asking this for this, and then not delivering. That hasn't happened.
And like for me, I'm a tiny channel, but this is my income. So I monetize my streams. Like some people are like, "Oh, you monetize your streams." I don't rely on super chats. I'm not like Camelot, where Camelot will get $500 worth of super chats in one night, like every night. I'm not that kind of a streamer where I can rely on that every night for, you know. So I get a little bit of ad revenue. So if people are like, "Well, you're a grifter," welcome to YouTube.
Look, everybody's doing it. Like, Ricada made the most best argument, like his argument to this whole case, just replying to the letters was fantastic, because he point blank said it when he read the part where they said that Jeremy is selling the bad neighbor story for content. And Ricada responded, I I developed that, you know, making a stream and monetizing people. I made that a living. I made that happen. And he did. And it works. And people do it. Anybody who has a channel at some point is going to make money. It doesn't make you a grifter. Now,
No,
if
it
you're
makes
doing
well,
things
it
the way that it's
makes you an
been done,
entrepreneur.
yeah, exactly.
And the
Exactly.
thing is, like, if I wanted to be a grifter, I would do a video every day about this topic because this topic gets 200 people in chat. Um, my aviation streams where I go over NTSB investigation stuff gets maybe 30 people. Like my stuff, I wouldn't have started a new channel where I that is not monetized. Where I get maybe 15 people in a live chat and maybe 80 views on a video.
And you
Like,
know, it's hit or miss with anything that's out there today, because there's been even times with Hale stuff where it hasn't drawn a lot because it's been quiet or things aren't moving. And if you watch the numbers, even in the most popular channels, in Tug, Megan's, in Shizzy's, the numbers go up and down based off what's happening in the case. If documents are dropping, people are in there. If drama is happening, people are in it. They want to see what's going on. If it's just lollygagging and paper flooding that hasn't been answered or is sitting forever waiting for a magistrate to do his job, Blytho, Belitho,
oh,
whatever your name
and I
is.
wanted to tell you, I watched him do an interview, and when he first was on this, when this case first started, he did an interview, and we covered that interview in one of my very first videos ever on this case. And he did an interview. It's Belitho. He calls
Blytho.
the
Okay.
interview called him Belitho, and he does not correct him. So it's Belitho. That's
Yeah.
that at least that
He
part I
has,
got great.
in my opinion, he just gave himself a really bad rap by how he's handled several things in this case. He let the case get derailed. He let an outsider who's claiming he's not served send documents claiming that his father sent them of the clown face and the fake Belitho page. This magistrate should have put the kibosh on quite a few people and
Yeah.
didn't and hasn't. And I get the balance of power but he's let too much balance go.
Yeah. And I think now my mind goes to now trying to put myself in his head. If I were to correct things now, would people accuse me of overcorrecting and only correcting because I've been called out? Like it I'm curious as to what and this is where like it goes back to this. Like I love the psychology of well, that's more of a physiological brain book, but you know, my mind it goes to what makes people tick is one of the things that I love about this case. I love about just people watching in general. It was one of the things that I loved about my career is because I had to figure out what made people tick very, very quickly and put myself in their shoes or on their level and build rapport with them like this before they kicked me out of their hospital room and said, "Get the hell out. I don't want to work with you." And that is it's interesting to me to wonder what makes people tick. And it's just so I try to put myself like if I were him, what would I be doing? Don't and Irina Brzezina says, donating money for person A to person B's account involves several legal and financial risks and is generally ill-advised. The action creates an unclear financial and audit trail. That it does.
Exactly.
That
Yep.
it does. That's
Irina, are you an accountant?
ooh. And before I forget, let's see if she might be behind. So I'm gonna just in case she's behind in the video, I will I just asked. But Linda Taz, thanks for the $5 super chat. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. I appreciate I don't rely on super chats. Gail put a comment that I maybe get two in a live stream, and that is not like a call for super chatting me. It is just a generalized statement. I don't want to be known as the sanction judge, so just run me over like a potted plant. Yeah, and I think there's something about he mentioned it in one of the either the hearing, and I heard Jeremy say it, or it was in the sanctions motion.
It was in the motion that he answered with the potted plant
Well,
comment.
no, in one of them where he started to get a little snarky, he said, "I expect grown ass people to act like grown ass people." He didn't say that, but
Yeah, and you
this
know
is
what?
why I'm not a judge.
This is also the same magistrate who sat there early on when he called for that sanctions hearing and said both attorneys need to bring their checkbooks. And one complied and the other one played the fair game.
Yeah. This judge has created an appealable error by giving a pro se defendant extra advantages of options and leniency. I'm not sure I agree with you in just this respect. This is not just this judge. There is a nationwide, not epidemic, it's the wrong word for it, but there is a standard that pro se defendants are given more leniency in certain aspects of cases because they didn't go to law school. It's one of the benefits, quote unquote, of being pro se. There's a lot of detriments to being pro se, but one of the positive aspects of being a pro se defendant is that you are given leniency. It's not this judge that's doing it. You can Google it. It's well known all over the country, both in federal and state courts. It's just kind of what it is. However, there is a line such as Judge Grudge where you are assisting a client or a pro se defendant in telling the pro se defendant what to do. That's a line Judge Grudge crossed. English is hard. That I yeah.
Another
That's
thing,
a little
when are these judges going to just call what's blatantly obvious to everybody? You have two pro se defendants aka also plaintiffs, now presenting legal work. One that has said we have a ghostwriter on some motions, with help of a free lawyer. The was the lawyer who he says he was fired. She says they let him go. One says, all the back and forth there that was happening. But my point is, you've got JC and LP that went from whatever that what was it, 300 or 400 page document that she gave to Grudge, that followed into the federal court, that put everything in a letter, just constant rambling, and then all of a sudden now they're presenting uh case quoted scripture and writing perfect statutes as if they went to law school, and they're putting in citations. And when are these judges going to say, okay, look, you're pro se and you're not writing these. These are not yours. So who's practicing law here? They need to just call it out and stop the silliness that's happening there too.
And Ninja Puppy, thanks for the $2 super chat or $1.99. I got your 2 right here.
And I'm sorry, JC, if you're listening, you nor LP, not even myself, is capable of writing those kind of motions to send to a court and citing the way you guys have been. Whether it's AI, Bubbles, or Paint Chips writing the motions, yeah.
And
you guys
AT1 had a really good point.
Pit.
Judge Grudge did not just cross that line. He launched over it via Cat 2.
Yeah. He's the evil Knievel of magistrates at this point. He's still trying to fly over that Grand Canyon on the, what was it? What kind of bike was he riding at the time? A Yamaha? Oh, I'm sorry, Yamaha.
It's just, oh, yay. Like, things are just...
I'm starting to view Blytho as the Gallagher, just going out and smashing watermelon, saying, hey, so who's next in the front row?
The only time that I've ever reached out to a judge ex parte was Blytho when Bubbles CC'd me on that email. When Megan and Tug were talking, remember back when Megan, Tug, and Shizzy were all CC'd on that email of the settlement offer?
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was also BCC'd on that email.
And you responded to the judge?
I sent it to the judge and I said, by the way, this was sent to me, because Shizzy made a comment that said in Georgia, if you are made privy to that kind of communication, you could be made a party to the case. And like hell is Bubbles trying to make me a party to this shit show. So I said, I went on uscourts.gov, looked up Blytho's Chambers email and said, this was sent to me in this case. I am in Georgia and do not want to be a party in this case. Please know this was sent to me. I have nothing to do with it. Or something along those lines. It was a lot more professional. It was a lot more professionally written than that, but
why is it we've only heard from the new judge in the state case that has brought out people trying to contact his court or him personally by sending emails and files and calls? All these judges should be making it a record that people are inserting themselves in ways they should not be doing it.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't know what he had maybe in a record that's not on Pacer, because I'm sure there are things in his like files that are not on Pacer. So he might have something that's not in the public record. So there's that too. However, the fact that he hasn't admonished Bruce for that, I never got a response. I never expected to, but it was just interesting that I was made a party. I was privy to that email too. I'm just not part of the cool kids club, and all 3 of them were on a stream together talking about it, and I was like, y'all, I got that email too. Like, but yeah.
I just think it's foolish that he hasn't. Well, I'll say it this way. I think what Grobe did in his court by publicly stating and putting it on the record that this is happening or attempts have been made to make this happen, and he's taking the route that he's taking with BBB NLP 100%. This should be happening even with the federal case, because there are people that are claiming they're not served, they have nothing to do with it, but yet they're emailing, writing. Even by Felisa's own admission, she has said, and she's going to call me a liar, I'm sure, and say she's never said it, but she has, where she has even suggested in ways that, if I were to say right now, gee, chat, I think Squid would do fantastic if everybody sent a $2 super chat right now. How many can we get for 2 minutes of baby squid dancing? And then all of a sudden, unprovoked, people start doing it, and then they continue to do it. You could suggestively put out these clues for people to email where they have inserted themselves.
I made a comment one day because someone said that Felisa was talking about she was complaining that she only got 5 super chats or only got 10 super chats in a live, some arbitrary number. I don't remember what it was.
Well,
but I was like,
the night that she was firing back and forth at Megan, and saying that Megan, she's got a reporter for sniping her stream. She absolutely did. She was complaining that she only had 3 super chats, and she calls her begging Megan and Tug. They're just begging for money. They're breadsticks, and it's like the viewers send it whether they ask for it or not, and it has become a game of let's piss them off by sending money. And you know what? Lisa had that power.
Well, I had made a general comment. So 10 was the goal and she got 3. I don't set goals like super chat goals because I see that as grifty and that's just like cringy to me. I have no problem with other people. That is not a dig on other people. That is just for my personal thing. I just, for some reason, my brain just says cringe. Like, I have a hard enough time asking people to like and subscribe. Like, so I have no problem telling people to like and subscribe like and subscribe when I'm a mod for people or other people's channels that are here. However, I feel weird doing it for myself, even though it's part of the YouTube stuff. But I had made a comment. I was like, y'all, like, she's complaining about 3. I do some streams sometimes where I do not get any. I do some streams sometimes where I literally get 0 super chats. And that is fine. That is like some of the court streams, some of the aviation streams. I just don't get, and that's why I monetize my streams with ads, because I don't rely on the super chats. However, all of a sudden I got like 15. And it was like, that was not a call for people to super chat me. That was be glad that you got 3 super chats and be grateful that people are giving you their hard-earned money in this fucking economy. Be grateful. It was be grateful that you're making any money at all from people's hard-earned money. People are giving you money to hear your opinion. There's people in life that, like, my family members that don't give 2 shits about my opinion on certain topics, but yet people on the internet seem to care what I have to say. Sometimes negatively, but most of the time positively. And that's like, you are grateful for whatever you get and be humble about whatever you get. And it was like, her complaining about 3 super chats just annoyed the shit out of me. Because it was like, be grateful that 3 people decided to give you money.
Exactly, especially after things have been pointed out where she says A happened, and then another channel is saying B happened, and then we're all seeing C that proves that A did not happen, and she left out a whole slew of information or spun
Yeah.
it the way she wanted it to sound.
So channel creators are working a job. They should get paid if people like the content. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that I say share it out, or check out my other content besides what the Hales content, because I have TikTok teen, I have aviation, I have 600 videos ish, and like maybe a quarter of them are Hales. Like maybe a quarter. And it's like I have so much content that has nothing to do with what the Hales. It was like, check that out. Like,
And
just
that's a good thing, because you have something developed within this channel and the second channel that you're starting, that you started on your own with your own stuff. And like you
it was
said, if
it was an
if there
April
was a
Fool's
quarter
joke,
of
to be
Hales,
perfectly honest with you.
it was what?
It was an April Fool's joke, to be perfectly honest with you.
And there's nothing wrong with it. Even the channels that start up that are covering Hales, I just hope that, I've said it to people behind the scenes that I don't want it, a channel. Like, I never really thought of having a channel, and Rosalind kept saying, no, you got to start a channel. And she started putting a name out there that this name was just like a joke thing, my private little thing. This wasn't a channel that I ever started to become anything. And when she started pushing the channel name out, I was like, well, I guess that channel is going public. But I still say behind the scenes, I'm still trying to find something that, if I keep the channel and continue after this case is gone, and it will be gone at some point, this will all be settled and gone. And, the making fun or teasing, whatever, back and forth is going to change to a different view. I want to make sure that what I follow is what I'm following and what I like, and will carry a channel that I decide I'm going to work with, and it's my own. And if I'm a geek with only certain court cases, so to say that it's cases that I'm covering Hales because it's Hales, no. If Casey Anthony happened right now, I would have covered that if I was online doing that. If it was one of the
February
cases that I have been looking at is Laura Owens, because that's great laughter. Like, you can't go
Yeah.
wrong with her screaming, all they did was The Bachelor.
I was covering that for a while, and then it got too dramatic, and it like covering both drama cases was just too much. But Sarah Boone's appeal documents are due February 1st. So I'm definitely going to be covering those. I also have
to get geeked out on certain cases. Catch me where I get geeked out in them.
I have the Sarah Boone transcripts from her original court case. I'm working on getting together a bunch of people. If I'm going to go through the sidebars, you want to read through the sidebars with me? Do a dramatic
my
reading?
smart ass comments will never go away, not with anybody. That's just me.
But these are the comments that like make me smile because I hate my voice. Didn't realize how much, but I personally enjoy you saying the word opinion. Nothing negative or twisted, but appreciate the enunciation. Well, I am from the Midwest, so I do have that problem with over enunciation.
Now, if you guys really want a good laugh with somebody that can't pronounce words, there is this community that I found by accident from leaving YouTube on, and falling asleep and then waking up to weird channels that wound up in my algorithm. There's this woman that, it's an awareness community, has been outing for being a not just a bad mother. Her children are, they're adult, or not adults, they're teenagers. They got pulled from her. Well, aside from that, she she believes all the conspiracy theories and the fake AI stuff that goes out. And there was a thing that just happened right before Christmas and on Christmas Eve, where some monks made some peace walk. So she's on the internet and she's going, the monks. um, the word pronunciation on certain things are hysterical. And this woman is a big grifter and a scammer. and she has maybe 1 or 2 viewers in her TikTok stream, and she talks like she's got hundreds of fans and following them.
Well, you kind of do have to talk like if even when I only have like 5 people in here, I still talk like there's 100 because that way when there is 100, you don't feel nervous. And secondly, you always talk to the replay crew because the replay crew is your,
This is true.
uh,
Yeah, like
however,
Big Bob sat
Nancy,
in here earlier with a couple other people. They stalked my what do I have up on my page? 5 or 6
well,
videos.
speaking of stalking pages, the Otter Creek Mole page or Moling at Otter Creek or whatever, that page has a new video 39 minutes ago.
Oh,
Uh,
well,
so,
Jeremy also dropped a video too. The wishing well has arrived.
so Nancy, I don't have an aviation channel. It's just other topics that I cover on this, but I do have a playlist on this channel of aviation. I was an aviation electronics tech in the Navy, and that's why AT1 calls me AT2 because that was my title. However, Mr. Squid was also naval aviation. He is currently civilian aviation. My mother was aviation on the civilian side. So aviation and aviation safety is something that's very important to me. So I do cover aviation things, and I actually, thanks for reminding me, I have to look for the Greg Biffle crash preliminary report. It should be out in the next couple days. Supposed to be out within 30 days, so we should be coming up on that. And hey, Kasha. So, but I do want to get to these super chats because,
Yeah, go for it, girl.
Squab Bob, thanks for the gifted one Squid Pro Quo membership. You are awesome, and as always, and hope you are doing well. Harry, thanks for the $5 super chat. Nancy for Little Squid, Candy for Little Squid, or anything that she wants. She gets anything she wants because she is that kind of child, because she is just that awesome. She has a little car. The girl can drive. My little girl is a driver at 3 years old. Never thought that would happen. Deftones Andy, thanks for the $1.99 super chat. 1 penny short of $2. And Squab Bob, thanks for the $2 super sticker. It is very much appreciated. And this is the thing. Like these people work hard for their money. Like, and some of these people might be on fixed incomes, retired. And it's kind of one of those, like, it's called being grateful for shit and not being entitled. And I feel like Fleesa just feels like entitled to shit. And it's like, no, bitch, it's not how this works. It's not any of this works. You're not entitled to anything.
When she complained about the 3, my point is, I think she took advantage of viewers' generosity, and now that they're seeing some things aren't lining up, that automatic drop that was happening for her is a little bit more earn it and prove it before we dull it out again.
And Chucky, I was a huge Roush Racing fan when I was younger, so it was a very hard pill to swallow, and and we always cover those things. That is when you laugh at this, like you laugh at the ridiculousness of some of this stuff. I know this is really hard for Jeremy, but some of this I cover on this channel makes you realize just how lucky you are in this world. And some of the things I cover on this world makes you realize that actual evil exists, and maybe not liking your neighbor and having a disagreement with someone on the internet ain't it. There's definitely some evil ass crap. Like I've covered there's a kid in Wisconsin who unalived his parents because he wanted to join Order of Nine Angels cult and unalive the president. Like that's the kind of shit that I cover. Linda Taz, thanks for the 5 Squid Pro Quo memberships. I appreciate you so much. All right, but we've been at this for about 3 hours, and I got.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your viewers are
Time
great.
flies when you're having fun. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on here. So we're gonna do that. There we go. I have final thoughts. See, I'm sort of organized. Like I have final thoughts. I'm not as organized and my presentation is not nearly as good as Rosalind because that's her job. Like she is amazing. But I'm stepping up my game just a little bit. But thank you for helping me
And thank you for
explain
having
this
me on.
and giving me your insights because you have followed some of this stuff a lot more than I have. And like I said, my brain cannot keep up. So I appreciate the people who can keep up and do keep up sharing their information and their knowledge with me because sometimes I'm just overwhelmed with it that I'm like, please help me. Please help me. Because it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. And admittedly, I don't just like read screenshots and go off of screenshots. I do watch their chat. I do watch what they have to say.
And I give
So
people anybody who has the time and takes the time and effort to watch, even the people who hate watch me, thank you. I appreciate your view. Um, I just I have a hard enough time keeping up with the stuff that I want to watch and that I need to watch and the research I need to do. I I can't like I can't. I just can't. There's just too many people to keep up with. So the people that I don't like kind of have to go first.
yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it's your channel, and how you want to stream and what you want to stream at what pace is your right
But
to do.
but like Jay and the flea cap, and I watched it. You didn't have to. And people who send me like screenshots of things, I do value that because I'm like, I don't understand it, but like I said, I never tell anybody who they should and should not watch. So if y'all want to watch a channel that I particularly could not stomach watching, whatever.
I
You
you
know?
know I Jay is great because he's made it very apparent that his whole thing isn't, he got into this to make fun of them. Nothing more, nothing less. And
It's true. And
he
I
runs with it, and it's great. It
and I don't
really
make it a
is.
secret. I don't make it a secret that the reason I got into this the talking about this case is that Bubbles talked about my child. So any opportunity I get to make fun of Bubbles, I'm in.
Yep.
I wish I could get all the documents in Larry's case with Bubbles because like any opportunity I get to make fun of Bubbles, I am taking that opportunity and running with it. You make fun of my child, like you are my enemy for life.
My
Like if he
favorite
would have
Bubbles moment is his recording that he saved for over 13, 15 years from the woman that left the message. Bruce, 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 you effing Bruce, Bruce, Bruce. I love that recording.
Bruce. It was Bruzilla's realm who called him Beelzebubbles. I love that. Beelzebubbles is my favorite name for him. How due to the length of your stream, I ordered a bucket of fish to be delivered. Well,
Fish
I
for
had a
dinner.
protein
Great.
bar. This was my like mid-afternoon snack / dinner. There you go. Built bar. I used to have a discount code for those until they changed that they needed like 10,000 subscribers. You needed 10,000 followers in order to.
Hey, I heard China is looking for American channels to just say something positive about them, and they're paying them.
I'll pass.
They want to pay me. I will cross my fingers and tell you how great they are.
Okay, what did I get into? Moniker fit. All right.
Mercado just noticed my post on his stream.
Oh no.
Or, his little comment section of posts. I told him that there's a rather large walrus That's itchy for attention.
Oh my god, I wish I could get him on this channel. That would be freaking amazing. But all he does is fat shame me. No, don't get mad at Rackets for that. If you know Rackets, you know he asks people to do that. Well, I uploaded it as a short. So there's a short on my channel with Rackets fat shaming me. It's great.
So
check
New
it out.
Year's Eve, while I was tipsy, I decided to ask ChatGPT, do these pants make my butt look big? And do you know what it said to me? It lied. It said it didn't. I seen the pictures of myself. It looked big. So I'm gonna sit grog after ChatGPT. How dare ChatGPT lie to me like that? I named my ChatGPT, and it's lying.
You can name ChatGPT.
Yeah, you can give them nicknames, and they'll
Oh.
answer to it.
ChatGPT and I are in the process of coming up with a 6-month plan for videos for the other channel, organizing them into categories. Because I just wrote out a list, and I had it organize this list into categories that it thought made sense. And we're coming up with a recording plan and all of that because that is shit that ChatGPT is good for. Organization of your thoughts, especially if you're ADHD or you have any like cognitive issues. ChatGPT is great for like organizing your thoughts. It's not great for everything, and don't rely on it for like, everything. But when you want to like, hey, I need a calendar. We're going to do, 1 live stream a week. We're going to do 2 videos a week. We're going to do, and how do I grow my channel to 1,000 subscribers by summer? Like based on being able to work an hour to 2 a day.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, you don't rely on it for like data. Or
no,
if you
it gets snarky with you.
Oh, it gets snarky?
Yeah, it learns as it goes, so it does get snarky. And when I first started with ChatGPT, I argued with ChatGPT.
Well, I do have it
canceled my account.
I do have it in the way it responds to me. I have it as what did I put it as? The way it responds is helpful but truthful, or honest but coaching. So, like
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
upload thumbnails and say something about this doesn't look right. How do I fix it? And it'll say, lighten this, or this doesn't work up. This won't work well on mobile. That's the kind of crap it's good for. Y'all talking about food. I'm going to go eat now.
Right? Sounds like a plan.
All right. Y'all have a great night. Before we do go, though, I am going to see if there's anywhere that I can send you guys, because I like to, pay it forward. But after a 3-hour stream, we never know who's quite live. Oh, not for another hour and a half, maybe, but 8:00. I have you set up to go over to Shizzy over for the FNL pre-party. So go over there, and it's not till 8:00, so you got a couple hours. But hit the like button and leave a comment and share that stream out before it starts, because Shizzy deserves it. He's awesome. Although I am kind of salty that he did not invite me to his New Year's party, but whatever.
Oh, that's okay. I tied him up backstage for firing all the mods, and I took Polaroids. Pictures will come out at some point.
I think everybody does that, though. Like the expert does that too. Once a year.
I had fun teasing him about it. I was like, yeah, I can't remember who it was on New Year's Eve, but I was like, time him out. Oh, it was either Starcasm or I can't remember if she's a mod on his channel. It was somebody that was a mod, and I was like, time everybody out. Give everybody a timeout. He's firing us. You want to take my brunch? I'm going down with a fight.
And I do like occasionally go through like my mods, and like I haven't seen this person in a year. Like, no offense, it's not that I don't like you. It's just, you know. So we're I have us set up to go to Shizzy. Go tell him I said hi, and I will see you guys Sunday on the other channel at 7 p.m. before Jeremy goes live. So I only do like 45 minutes to an hour. We kind of talk about something. We're going to follow up on the low motivation after the New Year's with some actionable steps that we can all do as aging in place and just being normal again and feeling not burned out from the fucking holidays. But I will see you guys 7 o'clock Sunday night on Evidence Through Motion, my alternate channel, where I do use my education and not just my snark to get me through the day. Y'all have a great day. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.